Correspondent Jim Krasula has the latest on a high-stakes buyout.
Billionaire Larry Ellison is offering a $40 billion personal guarantee to a hostile takeover bid for Warner Brothers by Paramount Skydance, which is run by Ellison's son David. CBS is owned by Paramount Skydance. The amended proposal from Paramount Skydance amounts to $108 billion. The board of directors of Warner Brothers wants shareholders to accept a competing buyout offer from Netflix. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
The Dow from Stifel's up 231 points to 48,366. We've got some road work on 44 going east at 109. That's got the right lane closed there. Also 70 east at 370. The middle two lanes have been closed there.
Our very non-December holiday weather is now in place. Partly sunny skies. We're starting to warm up this afternoon. 55 for the high. Tonight, partly cloudy, 46 for the low. Tuesday, sunny. Let's bring that temperature up about 10 degrees to 64 degrees. On Tuesday night, a lot of clouds around, 49 degrees. Wednesday, basically cloudy, 70 for the high. Could be a couple of sprinkles around. Same story for Christmas Eve, but very mild Christmas Eve. 59 Thursday, Christmas Day, sunny, record warmth, very possible. I'm going with a high of 74 degrees on Thursday, the record 71. It's an old one from 1889. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It is 51, feels like 43 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Take it to Telly.
One little light can stall out your entire day, the check engine light. So I reached out to my go-to problem solver. Dad, what do? He didn't miss a beat. Take it to Telly, he said. So I did. But they didn't just fix my car, they fixed my day. Take it to Telly.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Guys, welcome into DGS here on a Monday. Just startled Rachel. Right out of the gate. No Dave. Wheeler startles Rachel.
It's all right.
Because I turn on my own mic and Dave doesn't. And it's like, oh, shoot, what's happening? Welcome into Monday, man. It's an interesting week. Obviously, Christmas week. We're a couple of days away from the 100th anniversary of KMOX.
Oh, my goodness, we are. That's Christmas Eve.
Yeah, so on Christmas Eve all day, we'll be replaying our all-day celebration from a couple of weeks back. Mm-hmm. So you'll hear from all the great dignitaries, obviously Bob Costas and Dan Deerdorf and all these other great names. So if you missed that the first time around, that'll be our all-day Christmas Eve coverage here on KMOX. This week, these couple of days are going to be a little bit of a mix. So Rachel and I tell you, is it just you tomorrow, Rach?
Tomorrow it is just me, but I have a ton of really cool guests coming in. Yeah, so I hope everybody still tunes in. I'm excited. I'm going to have Hancock and Kelly to kind of start the show, do about an hour with them. I'm going to have Kelly Jackson from the communications department at SLU. She's just an expert when it comes to like social media trends and how that intersects with politics and day-to-day life. Lindsay Mastis, the AI expert we've had on before, do some AI talk with her. Ryan McClure from Gateway Arts Foundation, George Mahey from St. Louis Magazine, and then I believe Matt Pauley is going to close out the show with her.
All right.
So I'm excited.
That'll be cool. Well, we're going to talk to Matt a little later today. In the 4 o'clock hour, we'll preview rush hour sports because we had a big move with the Cardinals yesterday. They traded Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox for 3 pitchers, and we'll be breaking that down throughout the day. So Matt and I and Bernie will have rush hour sports. Bernie's going to join us at 2:30. Matt will be in the 4 o'clock hour. We have Brad Young in about 20 minutes. And let's see. Oh, yeah, and our normal hit with Dave Murray. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a busy, normal day, and we'll just be kicking things around the way that we do. Why don't we start, Rach? Because I missed Friday.
Yes.
So recap it. I mean, Friday sounded like an amazing show. You guys were on our group text, the show group text, talking about how great it was. And just walked out of there feeling amazing. So how did it go down? What was going on Friday with the celebration and obviously the Operation Food Search at Hardee's?
Well, honestly, I in my opinion, it was the best Operation Food Search broadcast we've done. It was just incredible. So many people came out and said hi, and so many people donated. We raised over $11,000 just at that Hardee's between 1 and 5 p.m.
So in 4 hours. $11,000.
And that's donations coming in through the door.
Right. Okay, so that's not anybody that went online and did it during that time frame. That is just the people that walked into Hardee's.
Yes.
And bought a hat or bought one of the magnets or
yeah. So I mean, it was just so fun. So we had
That's cool.
I mean, it was an emotional day. We had so many people stopping by, and I'm gonna cry right now. Seriously, Wheels, the first segment, I just sat there and cried because I was just so overwhelmed by, I don't know, just like the emotion of people telling us like the show helps them through their day. And you know, we just come in here and we have fun.
Right.
We're just doing our jobs every day, right? And I think sometimes I lose sight of the fact that people are counting on us and people are looking forward to the show. And it was really nice to have that reminder and to just kind of reset and be like, oh yeah, like what we do does totally matter. It's not the most important thing in the world.
No.
But it means a lot to some people, and that means a lot to me. So yeah, first segment basically just sat there and cried. I got over it though. Luckily I don't think anyone really noticed. Adriana and Leo made their magnets, and they were selling those at the Hardee's. So that was really cool. I have, I'll show you the turd baby magnet in a second here. We had so many people, like Vic usually is one of the first people to hop on the stream every day and say hi to us. He came by. You know who came by from the stream? Did anyone tell you this, Wheels?
No.
Mitch.
Really?
Yes.
So he's back in town?
Mitch was in town.
For the holidays at the winter break from Mizzou?
Yes, he came in. He sat and talked to us. It was just a great show.
Did he talk weather with you guys?
He actually wasn't there for Dave Murray's segment.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not sure where he disappeared to.
Okay.
But he was there to kind of start the show with us. I mean, it was just great. So many people making donations, so many people saying hi. We had a couple come in from Alaska. They were in town and made time to come by.
Wow.
And say hi to the show and sat and watched for a while, played some games, and just getting the opportunity to socialize with listeners and just hear from them it's really cool. We don't get that opportunity too much. I really think the last time we had that opportunity was last year's OFS broadcast. So, I mean, it was great. I drove home that night just thinking about how lucky I am to do this. And yeah, I mean, we have also raised a ton of money for OFS this year. I don't know if we're going to reach the goal that we initially set, but there's a possibility we still can because Hardee's is still collecting donations
right, through the end of the year, right? Or is it just through today?
Just through today.
Okay,
so if you don't have dinner plans, guys listening, please go through Hardee's and make a donation or go to operationfoodsearch.org, make a donation, put DGS in the comments.
Yeah.
We would love to reach our goal, but even if we don't, a ton of people are going to get food this holiday season and beyond. So, I mean, I feel like I'm all over the place here, but the overarching theme is just our listeners are incredible. Just getting to interact with even a small amount of them on Friday was a very moving experience, I think, for all of us. We really missed you. We wished you were there, but we still had a great broadcast.
Sounded like a blast.
It was really fun.
It's hard to put into context, like, what that really means, because that's not normal.
Right.
It's not normal for a show anywhere to just set up shop and then all of a sudden raise $11,000 and have a full house and have people constantly coming in, but also to do it year after year.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just the first time and it's like this one big, this is every single year.
Yes.
That the listeners of this show come through for people who need help.
And you know what's not fair is we get most of the credit for raising the money. And it's like, no, all we're doing is telling other people to.
Right.
Our listeners, the whole time I've been working with Dave, which has been almost 10 years now, I have been blown away by how generous these people are.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, everybody found each other, but it is just, I think it's so unique and it's something we cannot take for granted, how much the people who listen to this show want to help others who are in an unfortunate situation or just need some help. I'm just so grateful to everybody who takes the time to listen. People who it's not even like, oh, you're on the radio and I'm driving home. I just happen, it works out that I get to listen to you guys. The fact that we have thousands of people who download the podcast to listen on their own time because they don't want to miss a minute of the show. It's like I know all of these things, but Friday it was all just crystallized and you could see it so clearly, and it was amazing.
Well, I'm glad you guys had such a great day. I'd feel terrible missing it, just because it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. I
remember being out for the first time a few years ago, and I was like, so this happens. Like, people actually come out and they sit and they socialize and they watch and they participate and they bring money and they buy hats. And I mean, I got the idea, and I can see how a lot of people are touched by Operation Food Search because it's such a simple, real thing, right? It's not something in theory. It's practical. People need to eat. This is making sure that kids that need to eat get to eat when they go home for the weekends or when they go on a extended holiday run like we're talking about now where you're not in school. So that part's not that crazy, but it's like when you think about just the level of participation, and then so not only thanks, I don't want to thank just the listeners. I mean, of course, you're the top because it's your money and your effort and your time and your caring that goes into that. But Hardee's is amazing the way they step up for this every year. Operation Food Search is doing this every day, 365 days a year. So they're probably the ones that deserve the most credit because without them in their position, what Hardee's does, what we do, doesn't happen.
Very true. And I'm so glad you brought that up because we love Judy from Operation Food Search. We've been working with her the whole time. We've been doing this campaign. Melissa Weisler came out, who's awesome. She's with OFS as well. Megan and Tony from Hardee's. These are people that we can just lean on, and everyone can depend on each other to make all of this happen. So it's a pretty big operation, and to see it all come together on Friday was really, really cool.
Awesome. I'm bummed that I missed it, but it's a great way to wrap up last week. Obviously, everybody who listens to the show knows that these are the 2 weeks Dave takes to recharge, reset. Was he still running on fumes Friday, or did he feel better because of all the stuff that was going on? Because I know before he was talking about on the air how this is the time of year you're just like, I'm out. I'm running out of stuff. I'm running out of gas.
We definitely didn't have really any moments of that. I think the adrenaline kicks in.
Yeah, Friday, those shows are fast.
And just selfishly, really quick, too, I know I can speak for Dave and Andrew on this as well. And again, Wheels, man, I wish you were with us. You had a great reason to not be with us. Yeah. But one thing that's really great for us is in the talking to the listeners and having that time, we really get to feel the love. Yeah, and that is so energizing and just makes you want to recommit to what we do every day. So I know Dave was definitely feeling the love on Friday, and I'm sure he feels very grateful and lucky to be doing this as well. So just one more time, if you came out on Friday, if you made a donation, if you listen to the show, I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate you so much.
Yeah, it's a great time of year to make sure you remember it, and we thank everybody for stepping up the way that they did. So lots to do today. It's normal show, normal business. We'll talk to Brad Young coming up at 1:30. Bernie's going to be at 2:30. We got a lot of baseball to do today. It was a big day for the Cardinals yesterday in trading Wilson Contreras to the Red Sox for 3 pitchers. We'll give you all the dirt on that. In fact, if you missed it a little bit, I mean, it's a little bit ago. It's not super recent, but a little earlier today, they signed a left-handed pitcher named Jared Schuster. Not a big name, but this is giving them depth because they're probably not done making trades. So what we know about all of those things, we'll be getting into as we go through the day today as well. So hang with us, man. It's going to be as normal as DGS can be without Dave.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
1993.
There, when disaster hit.
June 27th, the Mississippi River rises above flood stage at St. Louis.
July 3rd, the Missouri River reaches flood stage for the second time and levees are starting to buckle.
This is Nan Wyatt in the KMOX Flood Center. Sandbaggers are still needed this afternoon.
Good morning, I'm Daryl Lloyd. We have a live update now from the KMOX Jetcopter 1, where Steve Shoemaker is flying over West Alton right now, the scene of a number of levee breaks recently. Steve?
There's a farmhouse I'm looking at and it's floating.
Those levees were never intended to protect against 49.6 feet.
We had the greatest natural disaster that's ever hit.
there for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by the Polar Express at St. Louis Union Station. Get your tickets now at stlpolarexpressride.com.
'Tis the season, and Quick Trip is turning your phone into the gift that keeps on giving and giving and giving with QT's Holidays. From now till the end of the season, when you open the QT app, you'll automatically get one free gift per day. We're talking classic QT treats like coffee, pizza, or donuts, ready to make your taste buds sing carols of joy. Plus, exclusive deals from your favorite brands. With a new surprise waiting for you every day, your phone will be stuffed with more treats than your stocking. QT's Holidays. Open the QT app for your daily gift.
Listen up, Missouri. If you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is rolling in the Show Me State, and they are kicking things off with an offer that is really tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So whether you're betting football or basketball or hockey or whatever it is, you can do it all on an app that is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Download the FanDuel app today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement because it has been a lot of fun since it's been live and rolling in the state of Missouri. It is time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, this is John Kelly. Congratulations from the Kelly family to KMOX Radio. 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
All right, TGS here on a Monday. Dave is out for the rest of the year. He'll be back. I think he said he's coming back January 2nd, which is a Friday.
That is.
So the day after New Year's Day, we'll all be here hanging out.
I think Andrew's off. I think he gets
Took
a company holiday that day or something.
Okay, either way.
But the three of us will be back.
We got more normal, and then after that, just back to business as usual for 2026. So I spent a lot of time traveling the last few days.
Yeah, how are you feeling?
No, I'm tired.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I left here Thursday night and got on the flight to Michigan, to Detroit. So I got in probably 11, which to me is no big deal. Getting in late is no big deal because I'm always up late, but had so much to do Friday and Saturday. For people that didn't hear it, it's a simple explanation. My uncle passed away a week and a half ago. And he was kind of a big deal, to our family, yes, but to the community as a whole, because he was kind of a legend at the high school that I went to. He went there in the 50s, taught there for 40, 45 years, ski coach, soccer coach, French teacher, the whole deal. And there were just so many people that were there from.
This is your uncle, the priest that you're always talking about.
Father John, who to me was Uncle Johnny, but everybody else he's Father John. And it was just a lot. There was so many people that you're there. Like the visitation was Friday, and it was hours and hours, which is good, but it's constant stuff. And then the funeral Saturday, all day long, and then Sunday travel. But the traveling, so all of it went great. It was perfect. The family everybody's okay. He was 86. It wasn't a real big shock. Everybody's really sad because he was a big part of the family and a big part of the community too, like not just within my high school, but in multiple parishes in the area and all that. So everybody, is handling it all okay, and that part is solid. As sad as it is, it was solid. The traveling part, man, I can't get past how people don't seem to understand that they're around other people. You're going through the airport and you're just, there's a dude like yesterday. This is just last night. This is all from last night on the flight home. So this is also not the busiest time of night. I had a 9:20 flight last night.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not like a busy time of day, but there's just a dude, big dude walking down the middle of the aisle, just staring at his phone and not paying attention to anything. And he's like swerving and he's going really slow. There's another guy who is sitting. Okay. A lot of times people will sit on the floor, like up against a wall to get out. He's sitting out in the middle of the concourse, just sitting there with his service dog on a leash, and the dog is just walking around. So people are trying to walk, and this guy's on the phone the whole time, oblivious to the fact that people are like tripping over his dog's leash, that they're tripping over his legs because nobody can see him when you're going by. Like, why are you sitting in the middle of the concourse?
Yeah.
But the nice thing was, though, on the flights themselves, it's very normal.
That's good.
Everybody was cool. Nobody was, super rude. There wasn't, I've never seen any of the in-plane drama. Where you get the people that freak out or they start yelling or they get mad that someone reclines their seat. I've never seen that, and I didn't see it at all over time. But it's always amazing to me how do people get around day to day when they don't seem to be aware that other humans exist?
You know what? The only explanation is just the rest of us just pick up the
we
slack.
look out for them, right?
Yeah. So if everyone acted like that, we'd be done.
It would be bumper cars in every public space.
Yes, because I know what you're talking about. I mean, even just yesterday morning, I was at Schnucks and there's a lady there with her kid, and she's like letting him get the cart out, and he's like 3 and he can barely push the cart, and it's like, you're holding up what are you doing?
Yeah.
Have him do this at a different time. Like, I understand why you want your son to be able to do this thing that's probably fun for him, but you're inconveniencing like 5-10 other people in the process, and I don't know. There are people out there who just, they're getting by because the rest of us are picking up the slack.
By the grace of the rest of the human race, they're getting by. We had, I don't remember where we were going, but Susan and I were in the airport not long ago, maybe a year ago. And, they have the fountains where you can fill up your water bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lady there with her 3 kids, and the oldest one was maybe 8. It was like 8, 6, and maybe 3 or 4. And all the kids wanted to do it themselves. And then they were spilling, and then it wasn't working. And you had this line of like 10 people waiting, and everybody's like looking at their watch or looking at their phone, like, man, I got to get to the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sitting here for like 8, 9, 10 minutes to get your kids filled. Get moving.
Yeah.
Like, do it. Be aware that there are other people around. I call it. I've nicknamed this Costco brain. It's not unique to Costco, but when you go, if you got anybody that goes there, I'm sure Sam's is kind of the same, where they have all these like end caps where they're doing samples, and everybody's just stopping in the middle of the aisle, and you're like, pull off to the side. It's not like everybody wants to just stand around and wait, especially when there's just no good reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, spatial awareness should be taught.
I mean, you would think people just figure it out, but I guess not.
I mean, doesn't everybody hate it when someone else does it?
Yeah, but I really think a lot of people are just like, they think they're incapable of being the person screwing up everyone else's time. They think like, oh, I'm the best I'm the protagonist of reality. Everyone should just bend around my will.
I mean, just I was going to say treat it like traffic, but don't, because people drive just like that too. Drive just like that. Like, everybody else is just an NPC in their game. Just all like zooming around, and they're like, yep, you don't matter. I'm gonna cross 3 lanes to exit because I wasn't paying attention, and I don't care if anybody else is inconvenienced.
I'm telling you one thing, I am not turning around. So
please, guys, fight off the Costco brain in the holiday season.
weekdays at 5. It's Rush Hour Sports on KMOX. Hot stove blazing. College football bowl season heating up. College basketball teams making their final prep for conference play. NFL teams jockeying for playoff positions. And the latest in Cardinals baseball and Blues hockey. Fast updates, instant analysis, zero wasted seconds. St. Louis sports, all of it, delivered right at rush hour. Rush Hour Sports, weekdays at 5 on KMOX.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. 2025 was a turning point for America. House Republicans didn't just talk about the challenges facing our country, we delivered real solutions. I was proud to stand beside President Trump to deliver historic tax cuts, secure our border, and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. This year, my office helped constituents by solving over 500 cases and returning to them nearly $1.8 million. I'm Congressman Bob Onder, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Let me tell you guys about Dr. Corey Solman, my orthopedic surgeon. He is a super nice guy, and that matters because when you are discussing something like getting a knee replacement or a hip replacement for you or your elderly loved one who may be really afraid of going under general anesthetic, or maybe it's for a young person who's like a little 12-year-old soccer player and tore an ACL or an MCL, and you want someone who can connect with them, not a cold fish, not a God complex surgeon, not someone who's just very cold and austere. That's Corey. He's very cool. He's very nice. He's very funny. He also happens to be one of the very best surgeons in the Midwest. I know so many doctors. As you know, I do lives for many, many doctors, and they send patients back and forth. And all the doctors I know, when someone comes in or they say, hey, by the way, my mom, I think she needs a knee replacement, always send them to Dr. Corey Solman. He's out in Chesterfield. When you call, make sure you let him know that you're from the show because he and I are good buddies. 636-231-5881 or Solman, S-O-L-M-A-N, SolmanOrthopedics.com.
Let's check in with Dave Murray's weather forecast.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This has been a test of the emergency alert system. This was only a test.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
At LendSeek, we know running a business takes heart, hustle, and sometimes a little help. That's why we stand with you, with our exclusive AI lending platform, connecting you to over 100 funders. If you've been in business for at least 2 years with a minimum annual revenue of $500,000, you can get up to $1 million in funding in as fast as 24 hours. No collateral, no prepayment penalties, no red tape. Apply today with no cost or obligation at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
Get ready for Monday Night Football as the 49ers take on the Colts.
Seitzman Cancer Center game time, 6 p.m. Seitzman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
It's Monday Night Football on America's Sports Voice, 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, welcome into Monday on DGS. Dave is out for the rest of the holiday season, back on January 2nd. Just Rachel and Wheeler hanging out today. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to refer to myself in the third person all day.
I should do that tomorrow.
All day. Yeah, you should. You should. Hi. Rachel's doing the show today.
Rachel says hi.
So we'll be pretty normal other than the fact that Dave's not here driving the car. We'll talk to Bernie at 2:30. We'll get into the latest on the Cardinals. So we had a big trade yesterday with Wilson Contreras going to the Red Sox for 3 pitchers, one of whom you'll see in the big leagues this coming season, barring injuries and such. The other 2 a little bit further away, but we'll give you all the latest on that. They signed a left-handed reliever today, maybe a preemptive move if they're thinking about trading Jojo Romero. So we'll keep you updated on all that. So Bernie at 2:30, Dave Murray at 3:30. Matt Pauley's going to join us in the 4 o'clock hour, so we'll continue having Cardinals updates because who knows, there may be more stuff with them before the holidays. I know Chaim Bloom was on with Tom yesterday and kind of indicated there might be something before Christmas. Well, there was. It was the Contreras deal last night, and we don't know if there will be any more than that. Brad Young joins us, of course, attorney, Politico, and Brad, can I just call you my lawyer? Can I just say Brad Young is my attorney, even though I've never paid you?
Well, the check hasn't cleared. The check hasn't cleared yet, Wheels. So, in a very important way, I don't think you can say that. But okay. I do want to say this: Brad Young says hello.
Good. Kevin says thank you. So you sent us a few really interesting stories, Brad. I want to go dealer's choice here. Which one do you like the most? Which one interests you the most?
Well, there's a lot of things. I mean, what we talked about, or at least the stuff I sent you, deals with First Amendment rights. Yeah. It deals with the government shutdown. It deals with Doge. But let's start with the 60 Minutes because Rachel said she was interested in this. And, and in essence, what happened is that there's a new CBS News editor. Her name is Bari Weiss. And she ordered the last minute postponement of a planned 60 Minutes segment that was really going into those Venezuelan prisons and how people have been deported, even from the United States, to this Venezuelan prison. And the issue is, how safe is it? Is it a real prison? Do they honor human rights at this prison? And this Bari Weiss put the kibosh on the story, and it's really raising a lot of eyebrows in Washington and across the country in terms of the new administration at CBS and their new ownership group. Are they really exercising editorial control over how stories are being reported?
That to me is clearly a line that shouldn't be crossed. But here's one of the problems with all of it, Brad, is that we have entire news networks that are skewed in one particular direction.
We do.
And I know that we for the most part, this is not 100% true, but for the most part, the big old school TV network newscasts have kind of stayed away from that to a degree. I know people will see some slant here, some slant there, but it's not the same as MSNBC. It's not the same as Fox News, as an example.
Correct.
They have clearly picked teams. And you could even argue the same thing on CNN, right? But a lot of those cable networks have picked teams. I think it's a lot less obvious for the ABC, NBC, CBS than the others. And even regular Fox, I don't think really has that. It's more just Fox News. And I don't know, I'm a little torn because we've already established that news outlets do make those types of editorial decisions, whether they should or shouldn't.
Well, I always classify the bias in any particular media outlet as being either overt or covert. So here's what I mean by that.
Right.
Okay. Overt, if you turn on Fox News, you watch for 5 minutes, overtly what their bias is. If you turn on MSNBC,
yes,
there's no question. Okay. But news media outlets for decades, for generations, have practiced what I call covert, meaning that they really, the bias doesn't come out in what's reported, but the bias comes out in what stories are permitted to make the air,
right,
and what stories are not permitted to make the air.
Right.
So that's a little more subtle. I mean, people always liked Walter Cronkite, but even under the Walter Cronkite news, there was bias, like during the Vietnam War. I mean, I was 5 years old eating cookies and watching Scooby-Doo, all right? But I mean, in terms of studying history, there was bias there against the Vietnam War, not so much in how it was reported, but what was reported.
Right.
But now, because of the popularity, I mean, look at Fox News. It's killing the ratings.
Yeah.
It destroys the ratings of even the on-air big three broadcast networks. So this may or may not be an attempt by CBS to kind of position themselves in a way that has less editorial credibility, but more profitability. All right. It may be that, or it may be also, at least according to Barry Weiss, they had reached out to the government to get the Trump administration's position on this story. They had not yet responded. And so Barry Weiss's position was, well, we're just going to take a pass on it now until we get the government's response. You could also interpret it as that's really fair and balanced reporting, wanting to get both sides. We don't know all the details, but what I do know is that with this new conglomeration in the news media, it becomes extremely important to understand if these networks have a bias. Because listen, I mean, I don't particularly like MSNBC at all, but I do watch it occasionally, knowing what I'm getting.
Right.
You know,
right.
if you go to a restaurant and you order the cheapest cut of steak and it's not the best thing you've had, you knew in advance because you ordered it. So, I mean, I understand that, but we need to know, and that's what I think is the importance of watching how CBS now covers the news over the next 6 to 12 months to see if there is going to be either an overt or a covert bias.
Brad, you bring up such an interesting point as far as, Weiss wanting to check with the government, kind of get both sides of the story. However, Sharon Alfonsi, CBS 60 Minutes correspondent, pointed out in an email that she had written to other correspondents about this story. She pointed out if we are going to be relying on the government to be interviewed before we can release any story, doesn't that mean we are ceding editorial control to the government? What do you think about that?
Well, that's true if that means the story is killed.
Okay.
It's not true if the story is delayed. I mean, here's your quintessential example. If you've ever watched All the President's Men, one of my favorite movies of all time, and it was taking place during the Nixon administration, and it was all about Watergate. And so in that movie, it demonstrably shows how even the Washington Post was saying, we've got to get a response on this story before we air it. And if that means delaying the story, we have to do that. That's not popular today because today I know people who have just gotten out of journalism school and they're taught quicker is better than accurate. Okay. The goal is get it out there fast, even if it's not accurate. And that's different than traditional journalism. So again, we don't know the full story, but I'm trying to give both sides of how this could be interpreted. And also the more important thing, I think, is watching how CBS News develops over the next 6 to 12 months.
Brad, I feel like your take is so balanced as usual. My question for you is, I know Weiss is kind of a controversial figure in some circles. Do you perceive this? Like, what's your goal? What's your gut? Do you think this is just an instance of, since she made the call, people might be assigning bad intentions, even though they might be perfectly fine intentions?
I think it is. And here's the reason why I think that. If you look at, for example, when Jeff Bezos took over the Washington Post, and the Washington Post decided, because newspapers have forever really have taken editorial positions on whom they support and whom they don't support. I mean, if you look at the Post-Dispatch, there's no question that their editorial department supports Democrats primarily. I can't even think of a time when they've supported a Republican. And that very well may be the case at 60 Minutes and for this reporter as well. So there may have been a bias even how this story was put together in terms of making the Trump administration look bad. So bias is something that's very insidious. And I don't ever see a problem with delaying a story if that means getting a fair and balanced take on it. If this story gets killed, if it goes into the bucket and never sees the light of day, then that is an editorial decision that I think is purely biased.
So let me throw a different angle at this, because the reporter, that, as you mentioned, Sharon Alfonsi, said that they did reach out to the Department of Homeland Security, to the White House and the State Department, and did not get any response. So how long do you have to wait for a response on a story? And then on top of that, this story here does not appear to be time sensitive. This story here, I mean, I guess it is if your family member is in this prison being tortured. But I mean, for the country, for the vast majority of the country, it's not a time sensitive thing. But if you run into this same problem on a story that's time sensitive, are we going to have to wait? Because what you're doing is you're showing any administration, a future Democratic administration, a future Republican administration, you're showing them this is how you kill a story you don't like. You just don't say anything. And now CBS will just park it until they hear from you. And if they never hear from you, then what?
I think, Wheeler, you have really got to the point of this, which is the time sensitivity. I mean, if something's time sensitive, you send an email, make a phone call. If you don't get a response in minutes, then you run with the story.
I mean, if you don't get a response in days, because this is a month-long story, right? This isn't something they heard on Tuesday and wanted to run on Sunday. So they've been working on it for a long time. And if you've asked over a period of weeks and months for a comment from officials and they just don't, I feel like they're just giving up their not their ability to, but they're telling you we're not saying anything.
Correct.
And they're doing that for their own purpose. At that point, you can't just put the story on ice.
No, that's the point. At that point, you're effectively killing the story, and that would be wrong. So I think a period of days would certainly be fine in a situation where it's not time sensitive. I think when it's time sensitive, you can measure that in minutes or hours. So it's going to be a sliding scale based upon the time-sensitive nature of the story. But here, if the administration doesn't get back in days, then you run with what we've all heard hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of times. We reached out to the government for comment, and we, as of the airing of the story, we've received no comment.
Right. That's exactly. And here's the other part that really kind of makes it all even messier, right? Because CBS has just paid $16 million in a lawsuit that Donald Trump filed. So how much of this is we don't want to get sued or we don't want to take the risk of that? And then also how much plays into the sale, because they are being purchased by Paramount, and Paramount is owned by David Ellison. David Ellison is a big donor to this administration. And again, doesn't matter to me whether it's this or it's whomever. I don't know. You can come up with anybody you want as far as who owns what. But if this were a big liberal donor and an Obama administration or Biden administration, I think the same question still stands. Do we have to worry about those things? And is this that part of that threat of, hey, the government still has to approve your deal?
Right.
So we're going to be careful not to make them angry. I mean, we should not be worried about making the government angry. That's the job of the Fourth Estate, is to hold them accountable whether they like it or not.
It is. And that one, I would give Paramount a little bit of a pass when it comes to pre-passage, right? Because you need the government to say, okay, in order for you to carry on business operations. But once that deal is approved, that's when we're going to need to look very, very closely to see if there's an actual change in the editorial content or whether there's not a change. And that's something that cannot be viewed in a week or a month. It has to be viewed over a period of time to see how stories are reported. And that's what I'll be looking for.
Exactly. Brad, you want to hang for a few minutes?
Sure, I can do that.
All right, great. Thanks.
This is Amy Mark Scores, chair of this year's Red Kettle campaign. Christmas reminds us of the challenges faced by our neighbors in need, basic needs we sometimes take for granted. When you give with joy to the Salvation Army, you transform lives. You put food on the table and provide warm beds. You give veterans and seniors purpose. You help a child experience the joy of Christmas. And 90 cents of every dollar donated goes directly to critical social services. Bring joy to the world today. Visit salarmy.us/Amy Mark Scores.
This is Justin Brown with Krenz Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Is your financial advisor proactive or reactive? If your strategy or service feels stagnant or misaligned, it may be time for a change. Our defined, proactive approach to investments and communication keeps you informed and prepared for what's ahead. Let's talk about what makes us different and how a more engaged advisor can help you reach your goals. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services Inc. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra and their monumental tour, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, to Enterprise Center December 23rd at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. TSO, timeless and everlasting. Don't miss the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Lost Christmas Eve, produced by Live Nation. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Great news, Nick. Legacy boxes are still in stock. With Christmas just around the corner, there's still time to buy the best Christmas gift ever. Legacy Box.
That's right, Adam. Order today and Legacy Box ships immediately. It'll arrive ready to wrap and place under the tree.
Gather the family together this Christmas and collect all your old VHS and camcorder tapes, slides, pictures, and film reels. Then you can binge on the good old days.
From fading over time to risks like fire and water damage, your memories aren't protected unless they're on a digital format. Legacy Box helps you replay those great moments from the past, from Christmas morning to your wedding day.
Legacy Box is the world's largest digitizer of home movies and photos. All the work is done right here in the USA, and over 1 million customers have trusted Legacy Box.
This Christmas is the time to digitize. Visit legacybox.com/value for exclusive holiday savings. That's legacybox.com/value for last-minute shopping. legacybox.com/value.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40, and they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
It's Monday on DGS. Dave is out for the holidays. He'll be back on January 2nd. Rachel and Kevin hanging out with you. I did it again.
We're here.
Brad Young, kind enough to hang out with us for another segment. There's so many big stories, Brad. I mean, that one right there was super juicy, talking about that 60-minute story, and there's even more. And I don't know that any story in the calendar year 2025 has had more staying power than the Epstein story, and now we have another chapter coming.
We do. And you remember back in November, it was something called the Epstein Files Transparency Act.
Yes.
And it passed the House of Representatives 427-1, and it passed the Senate 100-0. So you can't even, of course, who's going to vote against that? Yeah. And so this went into law, and it required the Department of Justice to release all of their files on Epstein. And there was a big proviso, though, and it said except for national security concerns. And I'll get to that in a moment. So anyway, there were deadlines, though, for the Department of Justice to release all of these Epstein files, and they haven't met the deadline. I mean, the Department of Justice has said itself, we're not meeting the deadline. But here's what I think is fascinating, and this shows you just how government works. I mean, so often we try to think of politics as being right or left, Republican or Democrat, but more often than not, it's government versus the people, okay? And this is a great example of that because they voted overwhelmingly 427-1 in the House. It was unanimous in the Senate. But in that Epstein Files Transparency Act, there was no provision, zero provision on any penalties for what would happen if the Department of Justice failed to follow the release deadlines. Don't you find that very intriguing?
It's ridiculous. It's like raising a kid and saying, don't do this. I'm not going to tell you that there are any consequences to your actions, but don't do this. It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't you put something in there that says, if you don't do this, X, Y, and Z?
Well, here's why. Because the outrage with the alleged outrage with the Epstein Files Transparency Act, it wasn't really about releasing the files. It was about providing political cover for the right and the left to say, we are all in favor of transparency, but they didn't, by not putting any enforcement provision in there, it really demonstrated that at the heart of this issue, they weren't really interested in getting the files out. They were just interested in showing that they wanted to get the files out. And those are two completely different positions.
You could not be more right.
So, Brad, it does look like there are at least two lawmakers, though, who truly want to see these files get released. Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie are now talking about holding Pam Bondi in contempt. Do you think this will actually happen?
Well, let's walk that through for a second, Rachel. What does that really mean? If they have a hearing and they find that person is in contempt by failing to follow the law, what's the penalty for that?
Good question.
There is no penalty, okay? There's a finding of contempt. Okay, that's like in school. You're not a good student. Oh, okay, well, call me not a good student, but my grades say otherwise. I don't care what you call me. In this instance, it's not like someone's going to go to jail. There's no monetary fine. There's no mechanism for forcing them to do anything that they don't want to do. And I think that the bill was really designed that way. And sure, there's lots of people in Congress who really want to see these files get out. But if you look at who the people were who were with Epstein, that they weren't to the right, they weren't to the left, they were everybody. Okay, you've got Clinton and Trump and Dershowitz and lots of other high, powerful, influential people that don't care about right and left. What they care about is influencing government, and government officials care about being influenced, right? Okay, show me the perks. And that really demonstrates, I think, more than anything else right now in our society, it demonstrates how, from the regular people's perspective, it's right versus left. But from those in power, it's either you're in power or you're not in power. And they really don't care if you're right or left.
Man, you nailed it. Brad, thank you so much for hanging around for an extra segment. You're the best. We'll talk to you after the holidays. Merry Christmas.
My pleasure, guys. Merry Christmas.
We can tell the folks about Smart Mouth. They do have a new rinse. If you haven't picked up a new bottle of Smart Mouth in a while, it is the Gum Health Rinse. And look, you get the same 24-hour bad breath protection with just 2 rinses a day that you can expect from Smart Mouth. But the Gum Health formula also has advanced germ killing. It helps protect you against bleeding gums. It's anti-plaque, it's anti-gingivitis, and it soothes your gums with natural aloe. You can find this nationally at Walmart stores. You can also find it locally at Schnucks.
Yeah, I have to second what Rach says. Gum health is my poison. I'm allergic to the dentist. I have a little bit of gingivitis going on when I brush my teeth, except when I'm using Gum Health, and it just goes away. Dentists are now prescribing that. Just go to CVS or Schnucks or Walmart and get yourself a bottle of Gum Health Smart Mouth Rinse, and that'll kick your gingivitis. We can save you $2.50 off your purchase when you go to smartmouth.com/Glover.
All right, guys. Hey, welcome. I got to tell you, I have had so much fun over these last few weeks getting a chance to play FanDuel here in the state of Missouri. You guys feel free to join in. FanDuel Sportsbook is live. They've kicked things off with a bunch of great offers, and the one right now is going to be really tough to beat. If you're thinking about joining, you've been hearing me and Ranj doing the lives for FanDuel Sportsbook. Here's how you jump in. You sign up for an account. You make your initial deposit, can be as little as $5, because you got to make a $5 bet. Once you've taken those 3 steps, you get $300 in bonus bets, whether you win or lose the original bet. Super easy to do. You're going to play on house money for quite a while if you jump in and take advantage of this offer. So whether you're playing football, basketball, hockey, whatever, it's all on an app that's safe, it's secure, it's super easy to use. I've had a blast with it, and actually, I've actually taken out a lot more money here in the last couple of weeks than I put in. I haven't put in anything in a couple of weeks, and I've been taking it out because I've just had a good run, and it's a good time to jump in and have some fun with all of the great sporting events that are running around right now. So you go to FanDuel.com/Missouri. You can learn more about it. Here in Missouri, it's time to play our game with FanDuel. Just remember, you have to be 21 or older and present in Missouri. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. Unlock your e-price and save. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com during the Genesis Signature event. Based on GMA sales records for 2024. See dealer for details.
This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel. As the year comes to a close, I want to thank our clients, colleagues, and communities for your trust and support. We're especially proud of the Stifel U.S. ski team. Their drive, resilience, and pursuit of their goals this winter reminds us what's possible when we stay committed. From all of us at Stifel, we wish you and your family a joyful holiday season and a new year filled with health, happiness, and success. Stifel, where success meets success.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Celebrating 100 years and wishing you the best of the holiday season. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. The voice of St. Louis.
At 2 o'clock right now, it's a cloudy sky and 53 degrees downtown at the Arch. Could the Kansas City Chiefs announce a move across the state line today? Brian Locke is in Kansas City.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly and the Kansas Department of Commerce have invited lawmakers and VIPs to an event this afternoon at the Kansas State Capitol. That's where Governor Kelly is scheduled to make a major announcement at 3 p.m. The timing coincides with a 1 p.m. Legislative Coordinating Council meeting in which lawmakers are expected to consider a proposal to move the Chiefs to Kansas using STAR bonds, which could fund up to 70% of a new stadium project. The deadline for both the Chiefs and Royals to decide whether to pursue Kansas STAR bond financing is December 31st. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas also indicated he may hold a press conference this afternoon after Governor Kelly wraps up in Topeka.
A move is now confirmed by the Cardinals.
Michael, the Cardinals trade with the Red Sox. Wilson Contreras going over for 3 pitchers was actually the third deal they've made with Boston over the last 6 months. There was a deadline deal for Steven Matz. They also traded Sonny Gray to Boston and now Contreras. Not to mention, they signed Dustin May as a free agent, and his last team was Boston. Chaim Bloom is a Boston Red Sox former executive. He was running the show there before he was let go and later became a consultant and now is the president of baseball operations for the Cardinals. Bloom told me yesterday on Sports on a Sunday Morning that they want to continue to add pitching depth. They're also looking at some offensive options. He prefers a right-handed bat and perhaps someone who could offer them some versatility. There are many trades still on the table and free agents he said that they are talking to. I'm Tom Ackerman, KMOX Sports.
St. Louis police are seeking the public's help in bringing a child's killer to justice.
Early Sunday morning, a mother and daughter were found by firefighters shot in a burning home at the 5700 block of Floy in the Walnut Park West neighborhood. St. Louis City Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says many questions still remain, including the timeline of events.
Our homicide detectives are following several leads at this very moment and are working around the clock to build a timeline of events to clearly understand exactly what happened and what led up to this unspeakable tragedy.
McCoy says they do not have a suspect in custody at this time. He asks anyone with information to call Backstoppers. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The 9-year-old has since died. The mother continues fighting for her life. Dreams of a white Christmas for those in the southern plains and central U.S. are just that, a dream, as the forecast is calling for a rare winter heat wave.
A high-pressure heat dome sitting on most of Texas means a warm Christmas. That's according to Dan Brunoff, the chief meteorologist for KRLD Radio in Dallas.
An unseasonably warm weather pattern shaping up for the Lone Star State. Many reporting stations across the state will exceed 80 degrees, and this will be near record-breaking heat.
The unusually warm weather seems perfectly okay for many.
It doesn't make any difference what the temperature is.
Well, I used to have white Christmases, and I got away from all the snow, so we came here.
I grew up in Southern California. 80 degrees is normal.
Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. If you haven't finished your holiday shopping, it is crunch time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Procrastinators unite.
I try to push it off as long as I can.
With just 3 days until Christmas, the last-minute shoppers are out in droves.
I think it's worse than Black Friday.
But at the Cherry Hill Mall in Philadelphia, there are so many people who waited to make their lists and check them twice.
The crowds. It made me feel like I'm not the only one that does the last-minute Christmas shopping.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Dow from Stifel's up 266 points.
It's a quiet holiday week on the way. It's dry. However, it is extremely warm for this time of year. The southerly flow in place. No northwest flow this week. Partly sunny skies. We'll try to get it up to about 55 this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, 46. Tuesday, sunny. How about 64 Tuesday afternoon? Tuesday night, cloudy skies, 49. Wednesday, clouds, maybe a sprinkle, 70 for the high on Wednesday. Christmas Eve, cloudy skies, maybe a sprinkle, but boy, is it warm. 59 for the overnight low on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day on Thursday, sunny, warm, record heat very possible. I'm going 74. The record is 71 from 1889. It will be slightly cooler Friday and for this upcoming weekend, but still well above average. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Cloudy sky, 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
From our family at Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation to yours. Happy holidays.
You want to hurry this up, Mark? I'm freezing my baguettes off.
Relax, Grandpa. Air Comfort Service is on their way. Aubrey, you're not doing anything. You want to let me know when they get here?
Honey, her eyes are frozen shut. Plus,
avoid a 5-alarm emergency with an HVAC system check from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Learn more at aircomfortservice.com.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, it's Monday on DGS. Just me and Rach hanging out today. Andrew's off. Dave is off until January 2nd. So the two of us are just kicking it and keeping things as simple and straightforward as we can. We'll have Bernie Miklas coming up at the bottom of the hour. We've got some interesting Cardinal stuff. We had the big trade yesterday Was officially announced today, by the way. I just got notification that the deal has been made official by Major League Baseball. So Wilson Contreras is going to Boston. 3 pitchers are coming back. We'll be telling you all about those pitchers, the direction of the team, what might be next. They did make a signing as well of a left-handed pitcher named Jared Schuster. We'll be able to tell you about him and all you need to know. So a lot of Cardinals today with Bernie at 2:30. Matt Pauley will come in after 4 o'clock. And then Dave Murray will be joining us, not to talk Cardinals. Dave Murray will be joining us to tell us about the weather, and we'll do headlines and just talk some.
I bet Dave Murray would talk Cardinals with us, though, if we gave him the opportunity.
He might. I don't know, though. I don't know if that's really the what do you say, the passion for Dave. To be more about like what's going on with the weather for the Cardinals. No, I'm just kidding. He did that for a long time. He was the weather guy for the Cardinals, which is why we're teasing about that. So Dave will be at 3:30. We'll give you the normal and latest there. Braden is in studio today. First of all, good to see you, Braden.
Hey,
Happy holidays. It's been it was a few months back, right? Last time you were in?
Yep.
Something like that?
Last time I was talking about the festival.
Right.
So, yeah, it has been a few months.
Summer, right? Something like that. Yeah. Well, it's good to have you back in. And obviously, you're kind of this is unofficial title, and I'm just making this up, but like King of the Pop-Ups.
It has grown into that,
You've got a lot of these things going on. Obviously, holiday-related pop-ups, seasonal pop-ups now. So you finished one up this weekend.
Yes.
First of all, talk about Wrapped and how that went, but also you got, a few more that are still going through end of the year? Is that right? Awesome.
Yeah. So how did I guess I'm becoming the king of the pop-ups.
It's just me saying it. I'm not saying you got to live up to that.
Yeah, I'll live up to that. Maybe, we may have a few already a few more in the works for next year.
All right.
But for me, it was always like, how do I give back around the holidays? And if you create something that people can go have a good time, good experience, they try things they never had before. They visit a place they haven't been,
right?
Right. And then we can always give back and donate, a few dollars of each ticket. And so I realized like pop-ups is a great way to do so. With Wrapped was beautiful. It was at Cocina Latina in Central West End. I mean, it's just such a beautiful establishment. And we had Mexican, Peruvian food. It was more of a laid back, Central West End this time of year is just beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was,
good place to hang.
I was going to say, I just ate at Adira the other day in the chalet. Oh, highly recommend that. I think it's sold out for this year. So whenever it comes back up for November, you guys should definitely check it out. But yeah, I understand how it is around the holidays. Everyone's busy. Some people, if they follow social media, they may have already bought tickets. But then now, some people are on vacation the next 2 weeks. And so they're like,
right.
Hey.
Looking for stuff to do.
Yeah, let's
people
find
in town visiting. You want to take them somewhere, do something fun?
Yeah. And so for the other 4, they're going to continue on. We have Avalanche. That's still going to run until the last day is December 27th. So that is this upcoming Saturday before New Year's Eve. What we're going to do is open it up for anyone to come in from 6 to 10 p.m. No cover. It's free to come in. Just hang out.
Oh, very nice.
So that's New Year's Eve.
That one's on New Year's Eve.
I love
So you can just come hang out at a place on New Year's Eve, and it's not going to cost you a cover.
Exactly.
I'm trying to make sure I'm hearing this.
Yeah,
right.
Yes, you're hearing that correctly.
I like the idea too of an early New Year's Eve. Like I like to be in bed by midnight, or like even if I do make it to midnight on New Year's Eve, I would like to be going to bed 5 minutes after midnight. So I love the idea of like, hey, hang out till about 10 o'clock, mosey on home before everyone else is leaving their party. You can still celebrate, you can still have fun, but then you can still be old and be in bed.
Yeah. No, we're getting to that point. We're like, all right, the ball dropped. I mean, it's only 11 o'clock.
You guys are like 60% of my age talking about feeling old.
Well, it's like with what I do, I'm always out and about. And, when it comes to like the Christmas time and New Year's, I'm like, I'll just stay home. I'll just chill. When everyone's out, that's when I'm in. When everyone's in, that's when I'm out.
So you mentioned Avalanche, and you said, and I noticed that each one of these is benefiting a different cause.
Yes.
So where's the money that go? Where's the charitable side? Where does that go for Avalanche?
So Avalanche is Action STL.
Okay.
They were the ones early on in the tornado, probably I think for a month or two. They were the ones that were organizing up at the O'Fallon. I believe that's the YMCA up there.
Okay.
Collecting goods, literally leading the charge and helping so many people. And so, and that's also another side of what we're trying to do when we give back is just highlight what they're doing. They're doing amazing work. And so we're happy to still continue to support them. We have, another 2 that's going on right now. We have Kane, which is at Steve's on Locust. And then we have, it's weird to say Steve's Hot Dogs on Locust. And then we have the Iced Fountain, which is at the Fountain
Del Mar.
Del Mar. That's why I sounded weird.
There you go.
So Steve's on Del Mar, the fountain on Del Mar. And now for both of those, I went in on a random day, and I was like, I noticed how slow they were at that time. And they said, since the tornado, people have not been, really coming back to the area.
Wow.
And so I was like, hey, because I have like 20 pop-up ideas in my head. And I presented this one to them, and the community has been very receptive. The iced fountain, which is at the I keep mixing up my names. The fountain on Del Mar, it's almost sold out. The whole month of December. Now we're doing something a little different with that, because once again, some people want to be home by 10 o'clock. Some people want to be home by 5 o'clock. And so we're doing pretty much from 3 p.m. to about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. We're doing basically an all-day New Year's. So
cool.
You can come. We're going to treat it as if you're there at midnight. You're going to be able to enjoy a special menu. And with each ticket that's purchased, it's going to $. For Del Mar, which is helping the businesses there. And, like I said, I think since the tornado, like a lot of people have forgotten about it. We were there for a month or two, but, it's very important for us to support those businesses that are there, because they're continuing to bring life to the community. And so that one, I don't know if you all have been to the fountain on Del Mar. Beautiful spot. It's very intimate. And so that one, like I said, that one's been selling real well. And then we're actually extending that one into, I believe, January 11th.
All right.
So, if you want to catch
Keep
up
that winter experience going.
Yeah. That was, it's iced fountain, right?
Right.
It's cold outside. But yeah, with all these, it's just about giving back. Cane has been a very fun one for families. If people think hot dogs, and then it's like, hey, you can have chili dogs, and they actually made some really good drinks. It's hustle hospitality. And so the people, some of the people designing the drinks at the fountain is also doing the ones at Steve.
Okay.
So, and it's a few bucks cheaper. So
very nice.
There you go. So you're getting the same experience, but a little bit more like family friendly, group friendly.
Yes.
Cool. And is that one running through January too, or into the middle of January?
That one runs until January 10th. And that's, once again, just because it's a busy time. You want to enjoy the holidays, but sometimes you're like, I got to wait till after the holiday. So we got you covered.
Well, what I love about this, there's a lot of holiday pop-up bars. It's an extremely popular trend right now. What I love about the ones that you're involved with, Brad, and is the fact that people can go out, they can have a good time, they can have that Christmas bar experience that everybody wants to have, but they are also giving back. It's like you're knocking out two things at once. And I know you have been helping with tornado relief, like from the beginning. You've had your sleeves rolled up, like trying to help out as much as you can. I appreciate that you're continuing that into the holiday season and, doing what you can. If people want to learn more, if they want to learn more about like all of these bars that we've talked about, where can they go, get information, get tickets?
Yeah, so foodieseatfirst.com will help you for the fountain, the iced fountain, and Cane's, which is at Steve's on Del Mar. And then Work and Leisure STL will help you for New Year's Eve. That one is at 3015 Locust. And that one, like I said, we have this upcoming Friday and Saturday. So you have family in town, you have friends. It's a very upbeat atmosphere. As we were talking about off air, I walked in on a Wednesday and we had 20 dancing Santas, and I was like, "What?" You don't know what you're gonna see there, but that one's for anyone. That's just a winter themed. Imagine being at a ski lodge, and then so we have those three still running.
Awesome. So foodieseatfirst.com for some of those if you want to get tickets. Real quick before we go, you do have another Foodies Eat First planned for next year, I'm hearing.
Yes, that's so funny because I was going to ask if I could, break some news on here.
Yeah,
break
quick.
news.
I'll break some news. So
it's KMY. Hold on, let me get the sounder. Oh, wait, I don't have it.
Yeah. So I'll announce it to everyone on January 1st, but the next Foodies Eat First Fest is going to take place May 2nd and 3rd back at Trust in downtown. It's going to be a great weekend to be in downtown St. Louis because we have the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
It's also Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Oh, look out.
So it's going to be a really good time.
That's a good combo.
And I'm in charge of it. So we're going to have some surprises. It's going to run that Saturday. We're going to have 2 sessions. Sunday, we're going to have 2 sessions. And it's going to be a good time. That's all I can really say. Year one, I brought Cat's Deli in from New York. I brought YouTube, DoorDash. Yeah. We'll see what's in store this May.
All right, so when we get to the commercial break, you're going to tell us, and then we'll embargo it until you let it out.
Oh, I'll tell you, yeah. No, I'll speak everything into existence.
Thanks, Brandon. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Reminding you guys that if you are interested in doing a bathroom remodel, that there are national companies out there who advertise Bath Fitter, 3-day kitchen and bath. Get a bid from them. If you like them, go with them, but just don't go with them until you get a bid from Mike, until you meet Mike from Michael's Baths. I think him as a person, as a human, his presentation, just the way he looks you in the eye, firm handshake, gives you his cell number right off the bat. I think you're going to feel really comfortable with him. I think you'll feel even more comfortable when you realize that you could save up to 50% on a better job by a local craftsman and a family-owned business who is accountable to you, who's never going to send you to the regional manager or anything like that. If you're a disabled veteran, you can get this bathroom remodel for no money out of your pocket through a VA benefit. Call 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you avoid malware, phishing, and annoying trackers. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey, and can you believe it's already the holiday season? While most people are thinking about lights and gift lists, a lot of homeowners are also wondering if now is the right time to sell or if they should wait until the new year. So I'm here with Gloria Liu from Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, what should sellers be thinking about right now?
Great question. Even during the holidays, serious buyers are still out there, and with fewer homes on the market, sellers actually face less competition. When we get into the new year, listings start to spike and competition rises. But that's never a problem for my clients because I guarantee to sell your home at your price and time frame, or I will buy it myself. Whether you want to move now or after the holidays, we'll make it smooth and stress-free.
That's why Gloria Liu is the trusted choice for St. Louis home sellers. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. From all of us, happy holidays, and here's to your next move being your best one. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Taking care of your health should be simple. And with the Neovitin monthly subscription, it finally is. Choose your doctor-formulated multivitamin and we'll deliver it straight to your door every month. No more running out, no more remembering to reorder, just consistent nutrition made easy. Plus, subscribers save 10% every month and can pause or cancel at any time. Visit neovitin.com and start your subscription today. Neovitin, trusted nutrition every day.
Hi, this is Dan McLaughlin. Congratulations to KMOX, 100 years strong as the voice of St. Louis.
All right, back in on DGS. Just a few minutes away from Bernie Miklasz joining us. We'll talk a bit about Cardinals' big trade with the Red Sox that was announced last night. I should say the story broke last night. It's been made official today. So Wilson Contreras, cash considerations going to Boston and the Cardinals getting 3 young pitchers in return. The one that's been in the major leagues is Hunter Dobbins, and if he's healthy, he'll have a good shot at being in the Cardinals rotation this year. And then a couple of young guys, one in particular who's getting a lot of attention from the prospects evaluators, saying it was a really nice upside play for the Cardinals. So we'll give you all the latest on all of that with Bernie Miklasz here in just a few minutes. Rach, let's talk Christmas presents.
Yeah, I have a list here of the worst gifts to receive. They did a poll. I'm sorry, I don't know who did this poll. The complete sheet that I got this from is not listing like who conducted the poll. But these are all the things people say like they don't want, they hate getting for Christmas. I have to say some of these I disagree with. I'm fine with some of these, and I'm interested to see where you fall as well, Wheels. So
Okay.
A new poll asked people to describe the worst kind of gifts to receive. Here were the top responses. Number 1, clothes that don't fit. Well, I would just say unless you knew someone very well, even if you know their exact size, clothes are such a intimate thing to buy for another person. It's one thing if it's a t-shirt and it's like, oh, this is my favorite band on the t-shirt. But for instance, I would feel very strange like picking out like a dress shirt or something for any of you guys on the show. I'd be like, I don't know what to get them. I don't know their preferences.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something to kind of stay away from unless you know it's going to be a slam dunk.
Right.
The next one is a re-gifted present. But how can you tell if it's re-gifted?
If it's not in the original package.
I guess.
I mean, is it that terrible to regift something that you didn't open?
No, I think it's actually a really maybe saying it's responsible is the wrong way of putting it, but I have no problem with it. If I received something and then I found out, oh yeah, this was a gift that they just didn't like, but they thought I would like it.
As long as you like it, it's a good gift.
Exactly. It's better than it ending up in a landfill or going to waste. So give me your old presents. I don't care.
I mean, I get how it can come across as, well, you didn't put in any effort or whatever, but it depends on the circumstance. If this is a thing you get and you're like, well, I'm not really into that, but man, my friend is, and they would really like that, so I'm going to pass that along, because it's really no different than if you just went out and bought it for them anyway.
Right.
As long as you're not like opening it up and then looking at it and then using it and then boxing it back, I didn't like that. That's probably not cool.
I was reading on some website the other day, someone was talking about, I bought my friends these books for Christmas, and before I wrapped them, I read them myself, and I was thinking,
don't do that.
Yeah, I feel like I would be able to tell if someone had been leafing through
you
the
can
entire
definitely
book.
tell when somebody has read a book, right? You're cracking that spine.
Okay, the next one is real risky. Cheap perfume or aftershave.
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody wants the cheap perfume, but even if you were buying a designer perfume for someone, again, unless you know exactly what they want, that's such a risk. Because
Right.
they're the one who has to smell it all day.
Well, yeah, that's the thing is if it's one of those things that's from a wish list.
Yes.
And it's a specific thing, like I want smells like skunks, and then you get it, then that's a different thing. You're getting specifically what someone asked for. But if you're just trying to spitball it, that can be risky, because they'll be like, oh, this is great, and then just it goes on the shelf and never gets used.
What about this one, Wheels? Fake sports merchandise.
Yeah, that's not a great look.
Mm-mm.
You know, anything that's like either off-brand or clearly forged. You're better off just getting T-shirts or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like instead of spending on like a fake jersey or something like that, just get somebody a really cool looking T-shirt from that same team. You'll save that money, and it just looks right. It just gives the wrong vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went out and I found, this fell off the back of a truck.
Okay, here's the first one I really disagree with, and that is socks. I enjoy receiving socks. I don't really buy myself socks that often. Yeah, so when I get them at Christmas time, or even when I went to McDonald's and I got the Grinch meal and I got those Grinch socks, I was like, this is awesome. I could always use an extra pair of socks.
It's interesting because I don't think I've ever gotten socks as a gift.
Really?
And I would think, if I got them, I would think, oh, I don't need socks. I have lots of them, But Susan always asks for different types of socks.
Oh, really?
Like cool different ones, or they have different, could be Star Wars ones or whatever. Like just fun, because she wears them a lot around the house. And I'm just like, I don't know, I just wear the same ones. I don't need like celebratory house socks. I just wear
Celebratory house socks.
I just wear the same ones all the time.
I do think that they make more of a variety of socks for women than they do men.
Yeah.
Like you're right. There are novelty socks. You can get like the Barefoot Dream socks for ladies and a whole bunch of different types of stuff. So I get where you're coming from.
And there
on
are
that.
some that are like in some ways cool socks, fancy socks, fluffy socks. Those things, a lot of them have replaced slippers.
Yes.
As
yes.
an around the house kind of thing. So I get that.
Brian on the stream says, I got a strip steak wrapped up in wrapping paper from our son many years ago. It was already thawing. I would enjoy receiving
I don't
a
mind
steak,
getting
though.
a strip steak. That's pretty cool.
The next one is a mug or novelty item. 15% of people said this was a bad gift because nobody needs another novelty mug.
Dude, how many people are short on mugs?
That's a great question.
I mean, usually you've got what you need. Now, unless it's extraordinarily funny and fitting, right? Like something people can keep on their desk at the office and it's really funny. But again, it's very specific knowledge. You have to know the person that you're giving it to will want it.
Yes. Well, here's one I know Kevin Wheeler will not appreciate. 14.1% of people said they don't want to receive candles because there's too many styles and scents.
It's just too many smells.
Way
they all
too many
smell
smells.
so much.
Household supplies, gym gear, and gift cards round out the list.
Why are gift cards bad? I love gift cards.
I don't know. Some people think that gift cards seem a little easy and that you didn't put enough effort into the gift. To me, it says, I want you to get exactly what you want from the store that you like. So
And also maybe I don't know exactly what you want.
Right.
We got Misty jumping in on the stream, who works here. Hi, Misty. She said that favorite thing is fuzzy socks. They're warm and they're soft. So there you go, fuzzy socks. It's kind of like slippers, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't need my feet will sweat if I have fuzzy socks. I'm better off with my plain old.
December 24th marks a century of KMOX, 100 years as the voice of St. Louis. To celebrate, enjoy a day of special KMOX Day broadcasts featuring 10 hours of programming beginning at 8 a.m. A full day honoring the legendary voices, groundbreaking programming, and unforgettable moments that shaped a century of service. Join us December 24th, presented by Purina, your pet, our passion. KMOX, 100 years as the voice of St. Louis.
No one remembers the tie, the sweater, or the pair of socks they received last year for the holidays, but they will remember the year they learned how to play the piano. Hi, this is Kathy from Lacefield Music. And every year in January, Lacefield Music opens their exciting and innovative 8-week adult piano classes to the public for the incredible price of only $29.99 for all 8 weeks. This class is usually $100, but in January, the classes will be $29.99 for all 8 weeks. With Lacefield Music's adult piano classes, you will learn how to read music, play your favorite songs, and you will play with both your right and your left hand the very first week. This year, instead of buying your loved one more things, buy them an experience and fulfill the dream of learning to play the piano. Class sizes are limited and are filling fast, so call 636-778-2070 for more information or go to lacefieldmusic.com. That's lacefieldmusic.com to sign up.
We will be getting a detailed forecast from Dave Murray in 1 hour, but let's check in on his forecast now.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyhomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
With Triton Exteriors, they're pretty simple. They're pretty straightforward. They do roofs and siding and gutters and fences. They do them exceedingly well. The owner's name is Tim. He spent about 20 years in the high-end restaurant business where everything the customer is always right. And so he is used to making people happy if their steak was overdone. And he brings that same attitude to the exteriors business. He first of all, doesn't disappoint you. He doesn't tell you that they're going to be there Monday at 9 a.m. when they know they're not going to be there till Thursday afternoon. They tell you the truth. They have open communication. They will give you a bid and then go line by line to justify why it's $3,000 for just the shingles alone, XYZ. So I think it's a very straightforward, very reliable experience. They're out of Webster Groves. They're a James Hardee and Smart Siding Company, 314-717-1159, triton-stl.com.
All right, guys, by now you've heard me and you've heard Ronch talking a bit about the FanDuel Sportsbook app. It's live here in Missouri, has been now. Gosh, it's been 3 weeks now. It's been a fun 3 weeks. It's really, the best thing about the FanDuel Sportsbook app is that you play the way that you want to play with FanDuel. And really, that's what they say. They say this very clearly. You get to play your game. If you want to do traditional point spread bets, if you want to play some parlays, you want to do some individual in-game stuff, all kinds of options. And right now, you've got a great way to kick things off if you're a new customer. And I really do wish I was a new customer, but I've been with them for really since the launch of the Sportsbook app. So I don't qualify for any of these. But if you're a new customer, you can get a deal. It's a great deal. It's a tough offer to beat. If you bet $5, you will get $300 in bonus bets credited to you, whether you win or lose that initial bet. So you sign up for the account, you make a deposit, can be $5, and then you make that $5 bet, you'll get the $300 in bonus bets to bet the way that you want to, regardless of whether it's football, basketball, hockey. And it's an app that is safe, it's secure, it's super easy to use. I say this all the time. It's just as easy to take money out as it is to put it in. You don't have to run through hoops or anything like that. So go to FanDuel.com/Missouri to join in, to get in on the excitement and have some fun with me and Raj and the rest of the guys here in St. Louis that have jumped on the bandwagon with FanDuel. It's 21 or older and present in Missouri to play. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
This new year, get started on your next success with University of Maryland Global Campus. An accredited state university, UMGC offers online and hybrid classes, along with more than 135 skills-based degrees and certificates in fields like business, cybersecurity, healthcare, and more. Gain the skills you need to achieve your career goals. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get ready for Monday Night Football as the 49ers take on the Colts.
Seitzman Cancer Center game time, 6 p.m. Seitzman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
It's Monday Night Football on America's Sports Voice, 104.1 FM KMOX.
Our segment with Bernie is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Dicon comfort dealer.
All right, it's Monday on DGS. Dave will be back on January 2nd. Obviously, Rachel and I are here today. Rach tomorrow has this all by herself.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you get to ride. Bernie Miklas is with us. Bernie, Rach is driving the whole thing tomorrow by herself.
Well, first of all, I know she'll do a fantastic job.
Oh, thanks, guys.
But I also feel like maybe if I lend some moral support, somehow that'll come through the vibrations, like and go down to the KMOX studio, come from my good feeling, good vibrations. It can kind of transfer to her.
There you go.
I'm picking up good vibrations, Vern.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I need it tomorrow. So all the
you
good
don't need
vibes
any.
people can send.
You're fine, Rach. You've been doing this
You're
for a long
pro.
time. You got the Rachel Zimmerman show.
Well, that's true. And I do have a ton of guests tomorrow. If it was
Boom.
just me, I would be crying right now. But I have a ton of great people coming in to help
That's
tomorrow.
good.
So
Well, if you get desperate, you and I can delight all the cat lovers out there.
Yes.
We can do a segment on kitty cats. If
we
you'd
could do
like.
4 hours on kitty cats, Bernie.
I think
no
you guys should.
problem.
I'm serious. You guys should do that. I really think
Cat
people would
chat.
think that's cool. When we talk,
Cat
Bernie,
chat.
we're always talking sports, real hardcore sports, but you've got so many other interests outside of that.
Yeah, we have 6 cats now, which maybe there's something wrong with us, but we prefer to view ourselves as like we're going to rescue these little critters.
Yeah.
We're not going to let them suffer, So, and they're a handful, but they're a delight, and it's never a dull moment. So anyway, yeah, there are a million stories through the years of rescuing these cats and giving them a better life. And we're not trying to be heroes or anything. But
No.
yeah. No, and when I have time, I love to read. I love to watch films. It's just pretty basic stuff, nothing exotic.
Yeah, but you got some great musical tastes, I know, from
Oh, yeah.
working with you over the years. There's a lot of good stuff to explore there.
No, you're right, and it's really diverse. I'm very unpredictable. Nobody. I used to say I'm gonna date myself here, but that's okay. I used to say when people would ask me, like, you're obviously a music lover because you make references to this, reference to that. So what could I find in your collection? And I would have a standard answer. This will date myself. I said, dude, I got everything from Sinatra to the Sex Pistols, so I got it all covered.
Yeah, you do. I know you and I have a couple things in common, but we both spent some time in the pit back in our day.
Oh yeah,
Except you could see over everyone, and I had to jump around just to see the stage.
Well, the problem I had, you'll say, well, how is that a problem? I mean, you're a big guy, and this is when I was in better shape, but I was a big guy, and it kind of stood out a little bit, and so I'd go to these punk shows in downtown Baltimore, like these abandoned furniture stores, right? And everybody in the mosh pit would look at me and say, "Oh, look at the big dude over there. That's he can handle it." And they'd all just like start ramming into me. So in other words, they were like, they viewed me as a challenge, but thought they couldn't hurt me. And they hurt me a few times, but it's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. So,
yeah, I guess one of the benefits of being the shorter guys, they don't always see you.
That's right. No, that's right.
And the elbows go over your head.
I could have protected you, Wheels.
Yeah.
Because I would, with my girth, never would have saw through that to get to you. So, anyway.
That's good. We got to do a longer, we should do some longer stuff on that. Maybe a Rachel Zimmerman show, maybe a DGS segment where we don't need to get too deep into some Cardinal stuff because obviously we have news again, Bern. It's been a busy week or so for the Cards. Getting a lot of business done, and now the deal is Wilson Contreras to Boston. It's finalized now. It's a really interesting deal that keeps in line with what they've been doing, which is trading out veteran talent for young arms, saving some money, eating a little bit of money to get talent. But this kind of fits exactly with what we've been seeing from them.
Yeah, I'm proud of the stuff we've done at KMOX talking about this because we had it pegged from the start. This is a rebuild. This is how a rebuild works. This is what you generally are supposed to do. And, people don't always want to hear it, but we were really trying to set the course for them about what to expect. And, I hear people say, so I'll only crab a little. I hear people, in response to the Contreras trade. I saw various versions of this. It's like, well, if you're going to trade Contreras, and you're going to trade Sonny Gray, you got to come away with a can't miss prospect. And there's only one problem with that. There's no such thing as a can't miss prospect. Right. So I'm not sure. I know people like to watch baseball movies and all that. No, but seriously, there are no guarantees about prospects, but what you do at all. Look at how many have flopped. Look at how many have failed.
Yeah.
Look at how many have disappointing. And that includes, and I'm not taking a shot here, that includes guys in the Cardinals organization. So you can't assume that there is no such thing as a can't miss prospect. You try to narrow the field down. You try to get guys that your scouts and your information and your analytics and everything else, your coaches see him and say, we can fix this guy or make him better. You try to narrow it down to give yourself a better chance to discovering some traits that can make him a likely success as a prospect. But again, even though that's not guaranteed. So what I like about this, Chaim Bloom had to do two things on the pitching front. He had to strengthen the major league rotation and get depth, okay? But he also had to do that in terms of the player development system. They needed to add depth at both levels, majors and minors. So in these two deals with Sonny Gray going there, then Wilson Contreras, Chaim Bloom traded 3 years of contract control, one for Gray, from the Cardinals standpoint, 1 for Gray, 2 for Contreras. He traded 3 years of contract control, and in return, he got 5 pitchers that have 30 years of contract control.
Yeah.
And this is how you're supposed to do it if you're rebuilding. I mean, you're going to say, well, yeah, we would be better with Sonny Gray next year. We would be better with Wilson Contreras next year. But we're looking down the road because we got to get stronger from top to bottom in our pitching. And we need to just bulk up. But when you can trade 3 years of controllable contracts for 30 years of controllable contracts, I think that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, especially when you're in a transition period like this and you're going to be trying to give at bats for younger players as you go.
Right.
It makes a lot of sense. So for people that missed the names, obviously Wilson Contreras and a guy named Cash Considerations are going to the Red Sox. And then in exchange, you're getting right-hander Hunter Dobbins, who is the one with major league experience, and then a couple of young prospects, Blake Ida, who is not in their top 30 on MLB.com, but from the analytics standpoint is an interesting guy because he can really spin the ball. Good spin rate on the fastball and on his breaking pitch. And then the hidden gem here, and Keith Law really liked him, Bernie, is Yoiker Fajardo, who is 18. He's kind of thin, but he throws strikes. He's got some velocity. He's gaining velo every year, and he actually has good feel for his off-speed and breaking stuff. He's a guy that is going to be a while, but there's a lot to like in each of those three guys, and maybe Ida is a reliever down the road, but Dobbins is a guy that, assuming he recovers well from his ACL injury, could be in your rotation to start the year.
Number one, Fajardo is absolutely the gem here. You're trying to hit one thing you do when you're trading for prospects is you're just hoping to hit an oil well, right?
Right.
This kid is an oil well type candidate, and Keith Law, you mentioned him, and I talked to him earlier today, and he said, if this guy, if this guy was coming out in the draft now, let's say, because he's going to be 19.
Yeah.
He's going to be 19 soon. Keith Law said if he's coming out in the draft now, he'd be a first round draft pick. And so he's not, when you look at it that way, because he's such a fast riser,
right?
You look at it that way, you're not, number one, you're not looking at a guy, it's going to take him 6 years to get to the majors. And number two, you're not looking at him as some obscure guy when, there are people saying, hey, he is now like a first round talent if he was coming out in the draft. And, and then we talked about Brandon Clark, the lefty.
Yeah.
That's another potential oil well. And that's why I'm using the word potential, because again, there are no sure things, but another guy with just nasty, nasty stuff. And I've seen some people that I respect talk about Brandon Clark, who came over in the Gray deal.
Oh yeah.
As a guy at the very least projects, if he's not going to be a starter, he'll be a dominant closer. I think dominant closers are good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Especially big lefties who strike people out. Yeah. I think that, and for people that don't know the names of these guys, right? Because look, they're not household names. Brandon Clark is not what Paul Skeens was when he was a prospect, right? And Fajardo is a little further behind in terms of rankings because of his age. But those guys are both, at least according to MLB.com, those are both now in the Cardinals' top 10 prospects. Clark is number 7, Fajardo's number 9. So you've added 2 guys in those 2 deals that fit into your top 10 prospects, which tells you about, A, the system, because there's not a ton of depth there, and now there's getting to be more, and then also the talent that these guys possess, even though they're young and have some things to fix and some things to improve upon.
The other thing about what Chaim Bloom has done in short time, and again, I'm not saying anybody's a superstar here, but the first thing is you have to have enough pitching to compete.
Mm-hmm.
And the way this position the Cardinals are in, you want a lot of cost controlled pitching.
Yeah.
Young guys. Let me read you this really quick. It's quick. So here are the guys they have now, and I'm going to include Doyle and I'm going to include Matthews. They're two top pitching prospects. Okay, this is the years of contract control left for each guy. McGreevy 6, Dobbins 6, Richard Fitz 6, Leahy 5, Liberatore 4, Doyle 6, Matthews 6, Palante 3. I mean, that is setting up your chessboard in a really, really well organized way, right?
Yep.
I mean,
that's it.
Seriously. Because listen, despite the fantasies locally, the Cardinals are never going to spend at the level of the Dodgers, the Mets, a few other teams we can mention. Never. They're going to be when they start to spend money again, there'll be a middle tier payroll, which they pretty much were there anyway. Sometimes they'd get up to the 10th or whatever, or 11th.
Yeah.
But the gap is growing so much between the biggest spenders, the middle level spenders, and the small budget spenders. If you are not drafting, developing, or acquiring young, cost-controlled starting pitching, and a lot of it, then you're really failing to do the job because you have to have those guys. It's the only way you can keep up with $400 million payrolls and such, right?
And the more you have some flexibility when guys get hurt because pitchers will, right? I mean, some of them will have injuries. They'll miss a year here or there. But if you got a lot of them, you've got coverage and you've got the ability to do what they did for so long when they were contenders, Bernie, which is bring in a young, effective starter almost every year when it was Lance Lynn and Shelby Miller and Carlos Martinez and Jaime Garcia like that. They had that pipeline for a long time, and that shut down.
Jack
Flaherty.
He finished fourth in the Cy Young in 2019.
Right,
he was great.
Yeah.
So that pipeline went dry, and that's when they started having the problems. The last couple seasons, I looked this up today because the only reason I'm throwing this in there is because it's what we're talking about. The last couple of seasons, the Cardinals invested a combined $98 million in starting pitching. $98 million. And you know where they were? You know what they got for that $98 million? 23rd in ERA.
Yeah.
24th in adjusted ERA, 27th in strikeout rate.
Yeesh.
Down the list. That's what they got for their close to $100 million.
Yeah, not great.
That's what. So that's why you better be drafting and developing good young pitching, because if you do, it really enhances when you're ready to win. You'll then have money to go out and spend on things you need because you're not wasting a lot of money on mediocre starting pitching.
Absolutely. All right. Well, this is our appetizer. And and Matt Pauley and I will be talking about this for an entire hour from 5 until 6 o'clock tonight during Rush Hour Sports. We'll get back into some of these things, flesh them out a little bit more, and we'll talk to you then. But for now, tell us a bit about Saliga.
Yeah, and I won't mention anything about the Detroit Lions yesterday. But anyway,
it's okay. As long as you bring up the Hurricanes, I don't care.
Hey, Saliga Heating and Cooling is a Daikin Comfort dealer. Listen, man, Dan Saliga is a fourth owner-operator of the family business, fourth generations, taking care of all those generations St. Louis families. And we're just thankful that we're a Saliga family, so to speak. 18 years we've been calling them. And as we always say, after the first couple times when Saliga paid a visit to fix something for us or look at something for us, now if something goes wrong, we don't freak out. We're like, it's called Saliga. Oh, they're on the way. Okay, we're good. Nothing to worry about. They're good. Because you trust them 100%. They're also really, really smart about what they do. And you will get your problem solved no matter what that problem is. And they'll look for less expensive solutions. They're not trying to run up a big bill. You know why? Because they want you to trust them, and they feel if these families trust us and we have to earn that trust, then we will earn their business and keep their business. So they're really true to their pledge. And I think the world of Saliga Heating and Cooling, Dan Saliga, the fourth owner operator of the family business. So one other thing, because they can take care of anything, makes and models, whatever you need, it's all there. But they have a priority club. It's a maintenance plan. It's going to save you money by extending the life of your current equipment. So look into that. To find all the information, including the phone number, go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com, and they'll take great care of you.
tell you guys about Neovitin. I talk about them all the time. You guys could probably do the live instead of me. It is the simplest thing in the world. You either are open to taking a vitamin supplement or you're not. Now, you may not be open because you're super into it, and you just don't think that a one-a-day vitamin can do anything for you. You take mega packs, and they're $500 a month. And trust me, I've been there. And I remember going to the doctor, and he said, "What the hell are you doing? Like, your blood tests are insane." And I told him, and he's like, "Don't do that. You're just going to either urinate all the extra vitamins out, or it's going to hurt your organs." And this is back in like 1984. So if you're doing that, just be careful, because what we have is a multivitamin with 20 different ingredients, exactly what our doctors and scientists say that we need, including omega-3 fish oils. You take 2 a day. It costs less than $1 a day. A portion of every sale is going to go to cancer research. It was created in St. Louis. It's manufactured in the U.S. under the strictest guidelines. You can find it on the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs and online at neovitin.com.
Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-941-2255. That's 800-941-2255.
This Christmas, get a bonus AI Essentials course when you enroll in any My Computer Career IT program by the end of the year. That's a $3,900 value. Attend classes online or on campus. Enjoy lifetime job placement support and IT certifications in high demand. Go to mycomputercareer.edu today and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner. Conditions apply to AI offer, and financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
All right, it's Monday on DGS, but also Friday for me. It's been a weird month.
It has been strange.
Time off and the holidays and all that stuff. But even with all that, and everybody's schedule's a little weird, right? You're off work, you're either traveling or people are coming to visit you or whatever. Don't forget that we still have today to raise money for Operation Food Search and do that through Hardee's.
Absolutely. Go through the drive-thru. Even if you just stop by and get yourself a chocolate shake or something. Their chocolate shakes are so
pretty good, yeah.
Go by, donate $1, donate more than $1, get a sticker, 25-year anniversary DGS sticker. Make your donation. 100% of that donation goes to our friends at Operation Food Search, feeds hungry people this holiday season and beyond. And the best part is, Wheels, not that we don't want to help everyone everywhere, but Operation Food Search is local, and we are helping people in our communities when we donate through OFS. So one more big thank you to everyone who came out on Friday to the Hardee's in St. Peter's. I know me and Dave and Andrew had such an incredible time, and it is such a humbling experience for us to be able to do that and to talk to everybody and make those connections. And yeah, I mean, the DGS audience is really the reason we get to do this every single day. So getting to spend time with the small percentage of that audience is pretty
cool.
Incredible.
It's a hard thing to comprehend if you don't see it.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
It's a vibe, yes, but it's more than that. You know, you're seeing real work be done, but also just the interaction, right? I mean, there's a connection between the show and those listeners, all the listeners, and then the listeners that come out there are like a direct part of that. And you get to see what you know exists, but it's sometimes it's not always front of mind when you don't
Yes.
see something.
Yes, there's
Right?
something really valuable about.
I think that's true
having
from
an
the other
experience
side
like
too.
that. Yeah,
like
I
as a
think so.
listener, and because I'm a fan of other things. It's cool to see it in person. It's cool to see that, like going to a concert as an example. Yeah, I love your music and I listen to it on my phone, but it's even cooler when I get to come out and watch it live.
Yeah, absolutely.
St. Louis City SC is teaming up again with Enterprise to salute the people who make our city shine bright. The Exceptional Neighbor program presented by Enterprise is back, and now you can help us find the class of 2026. Nominate your friend, coworker, or anyone who's going above and beyond for the STL region, and they could be featured on the pitch during halftime. Go to stlcitysc.com/exceptional neighbor now through January 9th and tell us who you think deserves to be an exceptional neighbor. Presented by Enterprise.
Listen up, Missouri. If you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is rolling in the Show Me State, and they are kicking things off with an offer that is really tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So whether you're betting football or basketball or hockey or whatever it is, you can do it all on an app that is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Download the FanDuel app today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement because it has been a lot of fun since it's been live and rolling in the state of Missouri. It is time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Tell you guys about my friend Matt Bays at Bays Sports Medicine. So Matt is a sports doctor. That's what he does. He's been the sports doctor for several high school teams and college teams. Phoebe's gone to him throughout her sports career. He's great at broken ankles and sprained ankles and twisted knees and rotator cuffs and neck injuries and just all that stuff. He's great at triaging it and being able to tell you, we can treat this right here. You're going to need to have this set and have a cast. You're going to need surgery. Let me send you to Dr. Corey Solman. Or I think we can treat this really effectively with stem cell injections, which works really well for old injuries, things that are chronic, things that you may have had for decades. He can help you out. Bays Sports Medicine, 636-735-3003 or BaysSportsMed.com.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-848-2299. 800-848-2299. Again, that's 800-848-2299.
This is Ron Kraszewski, Chairman and CEO of Stifel. As the year comes to a close, I want to thank our clients, colleagues, and communities for your trust and support. We're especially proud of the Stifel U.S. ski team. Their drive, resilience, and pursuit of their goals this winter reminds us what's possible when we stay committed. From all of us at Stifel, we wish you and your family a joyful holiday season and a new year filled with health, happiness, and success. Stifel, where success meets success.
Celebrating 100 years and wishing you the best of the holiday season. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 3 o'clock right now, it is a cloudy sky, 53 degrees. The feels like is 45 downtown at the Arch. It is a big day for Kansas, the state, and the Chiefs, and a brutal blow to the state of Missouri. Here's Brian Locke in Kansas City.
Kansas Governor Laura Kelly is preparing a major announcement this afternoon. The announcement comes following a key meeting of the Kansas Legislative Coordinating Council, which is weighing whether to advance stadium proposals for the Chiefs and Royals under the state's Star Bonds program. Kansas leaders say momentum is growing while questions remain about the Chiefs' role in today's proceedings. Meanwhile, Missouri officials are pushing back, with Jackson County unveiling a revised Operation Save Arrowhead plan to fund major renovations and keep the Chiefs in Kansas City, Missouri. And now Missouri leaders are backing additional financial incentives to compete with the Kansas offer. Governor Kelly is set to make the announcement at 3 this afternoon, with a possible news conference with Kansas City, Missouri Mayor Quinton Lucas immediately following.
Wilson Contreras is on the move to Boston. Here's KMOX's Tom Ackerman.
The Red Sox getting $8 million to cover the remainder of his $41.5 million salary, but the Cardinals get 3 pitchers as a result. Hunter Dobbins, who was a starter last year, actually started against the Cardinals and won, then had his season cut short with a knee injury. Yoiker Fajardo, a 19-year-old prospect, 9th-ranked prospect in the Boston system, and Blake Ida, a very intriguing right-handed pitcher who's 22 years old. The Cardinals making that trade. Contreras for 3 pitchers. Continuing coverage on KMOX.
After a mother and daughter were found shot in a burning home, many questions remain. St. Louis police are hoping you can help to answer them.
The St. Louis Fire Department responded to a house fire early Sunday morning in the Walnut Park West neighborhood, where the victims were found inside. St. Louis City Police spokesman Mitch McCoy says investigators are still piecing together the timeline. Asked if they have a suspect, McCoy says that investigation also remains ongoing.
We will explore all leads, and we will collect all tips, and then we will understand with the evidence involved who could potentially be the shooter.
McCoy says there were 911 calls about the fire, but none regarding shots fired that he is aware of. Anyone with information is asked to call Crime Stoppers. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
The 9-year-old has died. The mother remains in unstable condition. There is still time left to sign up to ring a bell for the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign before Christmas. KMOX host and campaign chair for the St. Louis area, Amy Marks-Kors, says volunteering with the Salvation Army is a great way to feel a sense of community.
Whether it's helping to provide a meal or Christmas gifts or recovering after the tornado, and to see how excited people are to give to the Salvation Army has encouraged me and filled me with hope.
Marks-Kors says to go to the website, register to ring.com, and pick a 1-hour time slot. From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Investors are grabbing gold and silver as a hedge against potential economic setbacks in 2026. Business reporter Jason Brooks has that story.
Gold and silver prices surged to record highs, continuing strong rallies in 2025, in which gold has risen about 70% and silver has more than doubled in value. The precious metals have gained favor on global economic concerns, in particular due to growing fiscal deficits in the U.S., Europe, and in China and Japan, increasing the safe haven status of gold and silver, which could see even more interest in 2026 if AI bubble signs emerge in the stock market. Gold has also benefited from Fed rate cuts, although the Fed is only projecting 1 rate cut in 2026.
Let's take you now to Stifel, get an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here is Scott Bedell. Scott.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Financial markets typically rise in the time period before Christmas until New Year's, a time known as the Santa Claus rally. Today continued that trend, which began last week. At the 3 p.m. closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished higher by 227 points, or just about 0.5% at 48,362. The Standard & Poor's 500 index gained 0.2% at 6,878, while the NASDAQ Composite Index added 0.5% to 23,428. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index gained 0.7% at 1,603. Helping that index to move higher, Emerson Electric gained 1.5% at $134.99. Stifel Financial added 1% at $128.73. Centene up 2.4% at $39.95. On the downside, Bayer Corporation fell 0.75% at $10.37, while Anheuser-Busch lost 1.7%. They closed at $63.39. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, We invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
We've got a crash right now. We're following 70 East at Zumble. 70 East at Zumble. They're getting that cleared out of the way there. Also, a stalled vehicle 141 going southbound at I-64.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
We take you now live to Topeka, Kansas for a major announcement involving the Kansas City Chiefs.
Announcement. Today has been made possible by a group of dedicated people on this stage, in this room, and around our state who came together. Led by Governor Kelly, leaders put political party aside, they put personal agendas aside, and they put our state's future above all else. And now today's announcement, which Governor Kelly will make momentarily, will represent the largest economic win in Kansas history. And this win will also cement Kansas as a global destination for sports and entertainment. And it seems like Governor Kelly and I are making major announcements every few months, from Panasonic to Merck Animal Health to Hilmar Cheese. And with today's announcement, the Kelly administration has now topped $30 billion in committed private sector investment and 80,000 jobs. But the best part is nothing is bigger than what we're going to announce today. Though, make no mistake, the Chiefs aren't just another economic win for Kansas. This is much bigger than that. The Chiefs are a part of who we are as Kansans. And now they'll be such an important part of our future for years and for generations to come. Let me speak about our governor now.
You're listening live to a news conference from Topeka, Kansas, with the head of the Chiefs, the owner of the Chiefs, and the governor of the state of Kansas right now standing behind the podium. They are confirming that the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas State Chiefs, moving across the state line, staying within the Kansas City metro area, but moving to the state of Kansas. We'll have more information on this story as it becomes available through the afternoon on KMOX. For tonight, partly cloudy, low 46. For tomorrow, sunshine and a high of 62. And for Wednesday, the high 69 degrees. The record 73 from 2021. Right now, clouds and 53 downtown at the Arch. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has you covered. Renner's been turning garage doors from zero to hero since 1966. RennerDoorSTL.com.
RENNER. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, welcome into DGS here on a Monday. Dave out for the rest of the holiday season. He'll be back on January 2nd. I'll be back on the 30th. After today, I'm out until the 30th. Rach, when are you back on the 2nd or are you back on the 30th?
I am hosting the show tomorrow, and then I will be back on the 2nd with Dave.
So then the 30th and 31st, so tomorrow's just you. 30th and 31st will be just me, although, again, with guests and other voices mixed in there. So that's kind of the play. And then your Christmas Eve, we're going to be rerunning our 100th anniversary celebration because Christmas Eve is the 100th anniversary of the existence of KMOX. So that'll be a fun day. If you missed any of that, or even if you heard it once, there's some great stuff in there, amazing stories. We had Dan Deerdorf on Rush Hour Sports. It was awesome. Bob Costas was great. In fact, Bob Costas was on with Dave and John Goodman at the same time, which was a hell of a fun. Of all of the stuff that happened, that was probably my favorite. That little bit. There was a lot of cool stuff there. So that'll be on Christmas Eve. And then, of course, Christmas Day will be Christmas Day programming as it typically is here on KMOX. Rach, you caught my attention with something you had on the rundown, and that was the misconceptions about the 90s.
Yeah, let me get this pulled up because I really want to see if you agree with a lot of these on this list in this article that I found here.
I mean, 90s are basically my time, man. That's like the first decade where I was a grown person.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what this is. This are adults who lived through the 90s, came into adulthood in the 90s, sharing things that a lot of people misremember about that time. I mean, I was alive in the 90s, but I'm going to be real. I'm probably misremembering a lot, or, you just kind of watercolor what's going on because you're a kid and you don't really know what's going on like in the culture. And
the 90s
you.
to you is probably the 70s to me.
Yeah, just like kind of a blur.
Yeah. I remember it. I was a little kid.
Right. So here's the first misconception that people point out. The fact that the early 90s and the late 90s were two very different times culturally. People saying things like, I don't like it when I see a picture of the Spice Girls and the caption says, like, so 90s. This is something I agree with because even though I was a kid during the 90s, there is a stark divide between early 90s and then as you get close to the millennium. To me, there was a huge difference, but what do you think?
I think it changed a lot. I think that was maybe one of the first big accelerations in terms of a decade.
Okay.
Where before that, things kind of lasted longer. And because, look, think about the 90s as people have the internet in their home. Like, I didn't have the internet it really wasn't a thing for real.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated college in 94. I did not have an email until after I was out of college. We didn't have it in college. It wasn't even a thing. Most people didn't have it. So if you think about, like, the internet really started to boom in the mid-90s, and that's when culture and trends and things started to speed up. So it makes sense. I would agree. Like, the early 90s were still basically the late 80s.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of change or difference. But as you got past 95-ish, you got into cell phones. Because look, in college, I graduated, again, 94. No pager, no cell phone, no internet. I never did a college project on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Not one thing. And then after that, like, oh, hey, you're online with dial-up. It's AOL. And then as internet speeds started picking up and cell phones and pagers became more things sped up. I think that's actually accurate. I agree with that.
So since you're talking about cell phones, I'm going to skip forward a little bit and get to this part of the list. This says cell phones in the 90s were considered tacky and unnecessary unless you had a job like doctor or something. But if you were just an average person and you were talking on a cell phone, people were like, what is your problem?
Oh, it was you looked at them like they were the biggest douches in the world. Because honest to God, at the time, you had to be pretty wealthy to have because it wasn't called a cell phone. It was a car phone.
Yes.
You had a phone that was attached to your car, and then it became the brick phone, where it wasn't attached to your car, but it was this giant brick in your hand. And I remember, I can distinctly remember the first guy I ever saw with a brick phone. It was on campus at Miami. It was at the baseball stadium, and it was a guy. I don't even remember who he was or why he was there. But I looked at him and we all looked at him like, what do you need to be on the phone out here for? Just go somewhere and make a phone call. Like, why are you so important, Mr. Big Shot?
Yeah, I remember my dad got my mom a cell phone that you plugged into the cigarette lighter adapter. And it was like, we only ever used it like specifically to call my dad if it was an emergency.
Right,
it was never like, I'm just going to call so-and-so and see how they're doing.
Because it was expensive.
Yes.
I mean, there were no like plans back then where you're getting like unlimited calls or whatever. It was, you're paying by the minute, and it was a lot by the minute. So anything you did, typically the people that even when I got one, it was like, if you're making a call, you're just making a quick call. You're like, hey, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Okay, boom, bye. Because you didn't want to spend the time or the money on talking for 5 minutes.
Okay, here's another one. This one goes kind of deep. It says a lot of people talk about the 90s like it was some sort of utopian decade. So sure, a lot of stuff was awesome, but we also had the AIDS epidemic, the crack epidemic, heroin epidemic, police brutality, domestic terrorism, plus casual sexism, racism, homophobia. It was basically not as because we look back at that time, we're like, everyone could just get a house, they could do this and that, but there were a lot of other problems too, socially.
Yeah, that's definitely true, and that would have been true more true in the 80s, and then more true in the 70s. The further you go back, the more true those things are.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is from the perspective of the average person, which is what we're talking about. The perspective of the average person, those things didn't impact the average person. But especially things like the crack epidemic and AIDS, like the average American citizen, that was not on their radar. It was affecting a very small percentage of people in a very terrible way, in a way that we all should have probably had more sympathy for or more awareness of. But again, in the 90s, it was easy to be unaware, and I think that's where that bliss came from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, prior to the explosion of the internet and cell phones and constant access, a lot of that happiness and that calm that Dave and I talk about from the 80s and the 90s was ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't know things were going on that often. So I think that's true. I don't think it changes the reality, though, that for the average person, that's what it felt like then.
Here's another one. Property was cheaper, not cheap as in affordable to all. So that is a common talking point these days, is it's like it was so much easier to buy a house, and maybe it was easier, but it didn't mean that every single person could get a house. Does this make sense?
Yeah, I think so. Relatively speaking, it was much closer to the norm for more people.
And also, I want to point out, we had less bills just because of the fact.
That's right.
You didn't have to pay for a cell phone.
That's right. You didn't have internet connection for a lot of that year.
Things like streaming services, that's not something you have to have, but most people do, and it does take up a good chunk of money each month. So there's just more things to spend money on now than there was in the past.
And
so
things
your money
that you
goes
need.
away quicker. Yeah.
And things that everybody has, right? You're absolutely right. And cars are more expensive now, too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
your car payments are way more. So think about, we can do this on an average, on the median, right? So the median house cost of a house in 1998, and I picked that because that's about when we bought our first house, was I think $140,000. That was the median, and the median household income was $40,000. So 140 to 40. When you look at that ratio in 2025, it's a whole different game. So what is that? That's a little bit more than 3 times an annual salary, right? When you look at it in 2025, the average cost of a house is $500,000. Now the median though is $400,000, and the median household income is $83,000. So it's 5 times your annual salary for the median household, for the median cost of buying a house. So it went from 3 times to 5 times in that amount of time. So yes, that's still correct. It was not affordable for everybody. You'd have to probably go back to the 70s to where it was like anybody could buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
But I know this, in the late 90s, we bought a house, and my wife was not working. We decided together that she was going to stay home when our daughter was born. And I was the only one with a job, and we bought a house and qualified for it, and it was perfectly easy to work it into your budget.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it was like no problem, easy peasy. I wasn't making that much money back then. I was really young and new in radio. But even on a single income, 2 young people in their mid to late 20s could buy a house and afford it, not go broke because of it.
Right.
That's a little less common now.
Okay, let's do one more of these and then we'll go to break. Common misconceptions people have about the 90s. This one surprised me, Wheels. Drunk driving didn't have the stigma that it does today.
Well,
it actually took a long campaign waged by Mothers Against Drunk Driving to shift the public perception on how dangerous driving drunk is.
Yeah, and again, that's another one. The more you rewind it, the more true it is. By the late 90s, I mean, it was a thing. You knew. Like when I was in high school, there was a lot of that. don't drink and drive stuff, and a lot of people were pushing it, but it was still commonly done.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously since then become less and less common, thankfully, because we were stupid for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I forget where it was. It might have been, I can't remember which state it was, or it might have been national when they banned drinking in your car.
Yes.
And there's this video of a guy going, this is America.
It's
Why
like
can't I crack home wrap up with a beer on my drive home from work on a Friday? I'm like, well.
There's a lady who's like, it's like we're turning into a communist country.
Times did change.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
Kevin Killeen is coming in here with a bulletin.
There, when disaster hit.
We have a major fire. It's in South City near Jefferson and Choteau.
Apparently the situation that we have here, it's a company that stores oxygen tanks. Tracks there, it's an industrial gas company.
It's shooting these 100-pound or 200-pound cylinders 2 and 3 blocks away.
John Larrabee is in Airborne 2 and has a report from up above.
This is just unbelievable. I'm seeing one explosion after the next.
The flames just keep erupting out of this thing.
I do hear a woofing sound in the background. Are those the explosions you're talking about?
That's what you're hearing. And I mean, it almost sounds like fireworks.
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX. The voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by the Polar Express at St. Louis Union Station. Get your tickets now at stlpolarexpressride.com.
So if divorce is a part of your life, I'm very sorry. Been there and used to be a divorce attorney. And said it before, I hate things like divorce parties and XYZ the same way I hate when people do stupid poses with guns. Because it's a serious thing. It's a sad thing. It could be the best thing. It could be the right thing, but it's still something I think that should be treated with great respect. Call Susan L. Ward. And the second best advice I can give you is to call another good divorce attorney. Talk to your buddies, talk to your priest, talk to your pastor, meditate, pray, do anything you want to do. But make sure before you make any big decisions, you talk to Susan L. Ward so that she can give you real answers. She's been doing this for decades. If you write down your top 5-10 questions, about money and custody and all this kinds of stuff, she'll give you real answers. She's not a wizard. She doesn't have a crystal ball. But it'll be a little vague, but it will be very specific and quite accurate. 314-783-9400, stlfamilylaw.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcasts.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. Unlock your e-price and save. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com during the Genesis Signature Event. Based on GMA sales records for 2024. See dealer for details.
Hello, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe. Congratulations, KMOX, on your 100th anniversary. We're so excited that you've continued to be an important fabric and part of the St. Louis area.
right, it's Monday on DGS. Just me and Rach hanging out today. Or should I say Rach and I? Yeah, I wouldn't say me hanging out. I would say I'm hanging out. So, yeah, it's Rach and I.
This is kind of like I don't know why, but this is a Christmas Van Halen song to me.
You think?
It sounds Christmassy.
I mean, it's got that kind of positive, like...
It's like peace on earth, goodwill toward men.
Well, since you brought that up, you got some of the best rock Christmas songs?
Yeah, I have a list here. UltimateClassicRock.com did a voting bracket to find rock's best Christmas songs. Let's just do the top 10, shall we? Because they actually have a list of 16 here.
Oh, boy.
Number 10, Christmas All Over Again by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
All right.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know that one. I also don't know 2,000 Miles by the Pretenders. I also don't know Step Into Christmas by Elton John coming in
I
at
don't
number
think I
8.
know that one either.
I do know Blue Christmas by Elvis Presley. That's number 7.
That sounds like all the old ones, though.
Right.
It's not really a rockin' song.
Right. Good point. Little Saint Nick, the Beach Boys, your favorite.
Oh, I love that. I'll tell you this. I like that better than like the ones from the 1920s or whatever.
Okay.
Because it is about the style of music. If you played Christmas carols in more style of music that I am, it's fine. It's not about the content. It's not because they're Christmas carols. It's because they sound like they're my grandmother's music because they are.
Coming in at number 5 is Merry Christmas, I Don't Want to Fight Tonight by the Ramones. I do love Father Christmas by the Kinks. That comes in at number 4. Run, Rudolph, Run, Chuck Berry, number 3.
That's a great one. I probably enjoy that as much as any, and the versions of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say none of these are on the top list, but there are a lot of like alternative Christmas songs from the past 20 years that are really great, and I encourage people to check out. Number 2, Wonderful Christmas Time, Paul McCartney. That one, I never want to hear it because it just gets stuck in my head for like the rest of the season.
I hate that song.
It's not great.
No.
And then number 1 is Little Drummer Boy, Peace on Earth by David Bowie and
That's
Bing
pretty good.
Crosby.
Yeah, but I like David Bowie a lot.
Me too.
So his voice makes everything better.
May he rest in peace.
I'll tell you this. Here's a recommendation. A Twisted Christmas by Twisted Sister. It's a whole album by Twisted Sister.
I don't like the thought of a Twisted Christmas.
It's traditional songs, but sung in the style of Twisted Sister. And it's not good. It's hilarious.
December 24th marks a century of KMOX, 100 years as the voice of St. Louis. To celebrate, enjoy a day of special KMOX Day broadcasts featuring 10 hours of programming beginning at 8 a.m. A full day honoring the legendary voices, groundbreaking programming, and unforgettable moments that shaped a century of service. Join us December 24th, presented by Purina, your pet, our passion. KMOX, 100 years as the voice of St. Louis.
Hey, Jeff, looks like your business is really booming, even in a tough time for businesses like ours.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, thanks to LendSeek, our business was able to take care of some outstanding bills and taxes and to purchase inventory and expand our product lines.
Wow. You know, my business needs working capital, but only from a reputable company that I can trust and count on. How does LendSeek work?
Fast and easy. Just apply at lendseek.com. Their AI lending platform gave my business access to over 100 funding programs with one simple application. And it costs nothing to apply.
At lendseek.com, you can receive business funding with no collateral, no prepayment penalties, and no restrictions on how you use the funds. Whatever your funding needs are, seek no more. Our AI lending marketplace has you covered. If you've been in business at least 1 year with annual revenue of at least $250,000, you could get the funding your business needs in as little as 24 hours. There's no obligation, so apply today at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. This Christmas holiday, enjoy exclusive savings on our high-quality rechargeable hearing aids. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and shop Christmas holiday deals before they're gone at audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection.
NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you avoid malware, phishing, and annoying trackers. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got trouble on eastbound 270 in North County. We have a tractor-trailer crash right in the work zone at Riverview, eastbound 270. So eastbound 270 shut down there. You can hop in that right lane, though, and exit at Riverview, and you can use the exit and on-ramps at Riverview to get around that semi-crash. But it's a solid jam, pretty much at a standstill back at 367 right now on eastbound Highway 270. Westbound Highway 64 from the Science Center head out to Big Bend, slow Spady to Ballas, kind of busy, a little slow at Topgolf and Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70. You got 70, a crash eastbound at Wentzville Parkway. You're jammed back to David Hokel Parkway. Westbound's kind of backed up through that area, really from A out through that stretch is kind of congested. Southbound 270 from Olive all the way down to Doherty Ferry, south of 44 to Tesson Ferry's busy, a little slow through Gasconade and Bates, but it looks good in Jeffco on southbound 55 and westbound 64. You have that roadwork backup approaching 158. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers. Take it to Telly.
One little light can stall out your entire day, the check engine light. So I reached out to my go-to problem solver. Dad, what do? He didn't miss a beat. Take it to Telly, he said. So I did. But they didn't just fix my car, they fixed my day. Take it to Telly.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. 2025 was a turning point for America. House Republicans didn't just talk about the challenges facing our country, we delivered real solutions. I was proud to stand beside President Trump to deliver historic tax cuts, secure our border, and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. This year, my office helped constituents by solving over 500 cases and returning to them nearly $1.8 million. I'm Congressman Bob Onder, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Get ready for Monday Night Football as the 49ers take on the Colts.
Seitzman Cancer Center game time, 6 p.m. Seitzman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
It's Monday Night Football on America's Sports Voice, 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, it's DGS on a Monday, and in our normal spot here just after 3:30 is our good friend Dave Murray. What's going on, Dave? How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm looking at you on camera wheels, and you need some sun.
It's the winter. Maybe you could do something about that. Order me up some sun, brother.
There's a fair amount of sun this week. Not completely sunny, but there's a fair amount.
Yeah, not in a way that will get me outdoors.
Got to get you to spring training.
Yeah, I am definitely of the pale variety.
Oh, I know.
And You'll see in the summer there will be a little more tinge of red because I'm out coaching baseball a lot, and you'll see a little bit more of that. But if you roll up the sleeves, it's even whiter. It's like,
don't do that.
It's blinding.
I don't like it when people who are able to tan get on us pale
Yeah,
people
Dave.
for being pale. It's like, if I could be tan, I would. You don't think I want to be tan? Of course I do.
No, but sitting next to Wheels, you look tan.
I know. Well, I'll tell you this: if I turn off the halo light, it's going to look a little more normal.
Yeah,
but
true.
still,
that's true.
Yeah, I glow. I'm not going to joke. I'm not even kidding.
By the way, Dave Murray joins us from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
Dave, I burn in moonlight.
Have you guys seen?
Somehow I believe that.
Have either of you seen the movie The Holdovers with Paul Giamatti?
I didn't see it. No.
It's really good.
No.
It's Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. Basically, came out a couple years ago. I just watched it again last night, and there's a kid in the movie who ends up going skiing, and he's very pale, and the glare from the slopes gives him the worst sunburn.
It's real.
I wonder how many people.
It's real.
I wonder how many people have gotten like burnt to a crisp because they don't realize they need to put on sunscreen for something like that.
Okay, so 3 people here. Raise your hand if you've ever gotten sunburn driving in the car with the windows up and the air conditioning on.
I have not.
That's hard to do.
Yeah, you get the whole side of a face will be red, and you're like, "What is going on?" I had the AC on, I had the windows up. Well, when you're a ginger, Dave, this is what happens.
I know. We watched the Red One last night. Have you ever seen that?
No, I haven't.
I haven't seen
Is
that
it any
one.
good?
You know what? I recorded a bunch of Christmas stuff. Now it's not good for my almost 6-year-old grandson.
And that's more a grown-up movie, yeah.
You know what? We turned it on and it was like, let's give it 5 minutes. I didn't have a lot of hope for it. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Those are the best movies too, where you think like this is probably going to be stupid. I'm not going to like it, and then you get drawn in somehow.
Yeah,
right.
Sometimes low expectations is what makes an experience okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because if you're thinking it's going to be good and it's mediocre, you're like, all right, I'm out. It's not good. But then
That's
if
how
you're
I
like,
approach this show,
yeah, smart. Especially today. No Dave, no Andrew. Jeez. You're like, this is going to be a sucky segment today. Oh, look, it's not bad. I got to make fun of Wheeler's pale skin. So you guys, you had the family in already, right? So now they
were in for a quick, like a long weekend.
Okay.
And then they're coming back on the 30th.
Oh, all right.
Very cool.
So quiet Christmas? Like
yes,
day
very
and all
much
that?
So.
Yeah.
That's okay. With Genesis' broken elbow, that's okay.
It's good
Quiet
downtime.
is fine.
How's she doing?
She's doing okay. We
Yeah?
see the doctor on Wednesday morning going into the holiday.
All right.
And
Nice.
you know what? Better.
Man.
Long haul, though. As you well know, broken bones.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it getting to the point where the pain is more tolerable? Because I know every time I've had broken bones, it's that initial period of time is just nonstop.
Yeah, I'm going to guess no at this point.
Okay.
She still has the splint on. That's helping. You wears a sling from time to time.
Right.
I have a feeling the doctor kind of threw it up in the air the last time we saw him last week. The splint may come off on Wednesday, and I know he's going to look at her and goes, I'm thinking of taking this thing, and he's going to look at me, and I'm going to go,
Yeah.
leave that sucker on for another week.
I err on that side too. I'm not going to lie. Because even though, like, when you're the one in the cast, because for me, the bones I've broken, it's always a cast. So you're in it for a period of time, and you know it. And I've always felt like, give me the extra 5 days as opposed to early, because when it comes off, you don't feel right. It's sore. Your muscles aren't very strong. Sure. And I would like everything to feel better. You want to have like no pain, because anything you bump hurts. Ugh.
Yeah. And my concern is that she'll start using her left arm, her left hand, like you normally would. I mean, that's just human nature.
Yeah.
It just kind of kicks in.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. A brace or cast or whatever certainly is a good reminder that you should be protecting that.
Right.
It's definitely a constant, like, don't do that. Can't do that in many cases. I wonder, Dave, so you said it's a splint now. Is it one of those like
it's like a half a cast.
Okay.
That's the way to put it.
It's kind of short arm here.
Yeah, it goes up to about her wrist.
Okay.
And comes up a little bit
just above the elbow.
Shoulder.
Yeah.
And it's half. It's the half that protects the elbow.
Yep. All right. I've never had that. I've just had the full plaster thing, or just like a brace that goes on that's got like metal rods on each side that kind of holds everything together.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it gets better fast because
Knock
we all
on
know
wood,
how much
that's
it's a lot of pain, and it's just a lot. It affects everything.
Yes, it does.
Everything you do.
Yes,
Reading. If you want to read, it
Oh,
impacts
yeah.
your reading. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hopefully doing better. Get some Christmas cheer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, so what are we looking at? What are we looking at for this Christmas week?
We're looking at a warm week. I mean, that's all there is to it. Above average temperatures, 62 tomorrow. A very weak cool front comes by tomorrow night. No moisture with it. A lot of clouds. 44. Wednesday, partly to mostly cloudy. This is not a bright, sunny weather pattern, even though the temperatures are warm. There's going to be some cloudiness around. But Wednesday, more concentrated on the clouds than the sun. 69 on Wednesday, 73 the record from 2021. So that is safe. Wednesday night, Christmas Eve, a lot of clouds around. I can't rule out a sprinkle of rain, but I think it will be tough. But how about 55? 55 for the overnight low Christmas Eve. Christmas Day, partly sunny, high 71. 71 is the record from 1889. So I'm tying that record right now, but we'll see. That'd be a nice record to break because it's so old. And colder, I think we're back into the 40s by Sunday, but not before then.
Okay.
All righty then.
There you go. Santa will make it for all the kiddies listening out there. He always makes it.
Clear
He always
sailing,
makes
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And you can track him. Have you ever done that, Dave, on the
NORAD
NORAD site?
Yep, I'm
That's
getting
such
ready to. Yeah,
Such a
getting ready to
helpful
put that up
tool
my
on Christmas
site.
Eve. You know, you gather that
Yeah.
we used to do this all the time so we could let the kids and the family know, hey, it's about that time.
It's time to
we
get
got to
to
start.
bed.
Yeah, we got to start getting ready because look,
You better
it's
straighten up.
it's right there. You can see where he
Right
is, and
Oh.
we're not too far down the path.
Ooh, the countdown is going. We have 1 day, 11 hours, 18 minutes, and 12 seconds until Santa's comes.
11, 10, 9, 8.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I want to do some headlines, Rach?
I would love to. Headlines is brought to you by Schnucks. Reward yourself daily with the Schnucks Rewards app. I do want to let the audience know as well. Dave Murray will be on with us tomorrow at 3 instead of 3:30. So just a little bit of a different time slot to accommodate some other things tomorrow. But we'll still be getting the weather and we'll still be talking to Dave Murray just a half hour earlier. Okay, headlines. A mock funeral was held for the penny at the Lincoln Memorial as production ends for the 230-year-old coin. They basically delivered an autopsy report outlining the economic demise of the penny now that we are no longer producing it. Look, I don't ever use penny. I don't ever really pay with cash. And if I do, I certainly don't use change. I usually just hand over the 20 and then get change back. So the penny doesn't personally affect me much, but it does make me sad that it's being phased out. End of an era.
I'm like, please get rid of all the pennies.
Really?
Because every time you get them, you don't get to do anything with them. They just sit in a drawer or
Yeah,
a little
then you put them in the
bowl or
bank.
something.
Yeah, put your change in the bank.
I
I
don't
save
go to the
all my
bank.
change, and twice a year,
Really?
I go to the bank with it.
I never go
But
to
I
the
always
bank.
say to the teller, "This is your best morning ever."
They're like, take it to the Coinstar machine.
Yeah, I've done that, but unfortunately they charge you a fee,
Yeah, that is a bummer.
which is fine because then I don't have to go to the bank. I'm already at a place that I have to go. I have to go to the grocery store. They have them there. I got to go there.
This is a really cool local story. Brandon Barrett is a St. Louis area Eagle Scout, and he has achieved a rare feat by earning all 141 merit badges offered by Scouting America. So only a very small fraction of scouts across the nation have accomplished this before turning 18. So congratulations to Brandon Barrett. Very, very cool.
Yeah, that's pretty great, and I don't know how you have time to do all that.
I know. I mean, you've got to work so hard, and Brandon plans to continue his involvement in Scouting America as an assistant scoutmaster and wants to inspire future scouts with his achievements.
I wonder what the weirdest badge is, and I don't know the answer to that.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Most obscure Boy Scout
Yeah,
badge.
yeah. what's the what's the hardest one to earn? What's the easiest one to earn? It gets me thinking.
I don't. I didn't make it out of Cub Scouts, so
Either did I.
yeah. So I have no idea. Like, oh wait, here you go. Here's one that's from a website called Scout Smarts, and it's the 7 rarest, strangest, and most obscure merit badges. So let's see here. Where are they? Oh, okay. One of them is for inventing.
Yes.
So
So,
you have to
Brandon
invent-
must have invented something.
Yeah, you can
have to
invent
get a
something.
patent in order to receive that badge.
Stamp collecting is one. Bugling. is another one.
Oh.
I would probably count that. Surveying. That doesn't seem strange to me. Surveying, that would seem to be...
It's very practical.
Very practical for an Eagle Scout. Drafting.
Good.
Drafting what? What kind of drafting do we... Oh, you mean this is like artistic drafting, right?
Yeah, not race cars.
Yeah, I'm like, is anybody going to get a race car and draft? I could do that.
It's called the Tokyo Drift Badge, and only a certain percentage.
Another one is nuclear science.
Wow.
That would be a lot. Consumer buying. There you go.
Well, congratulations to this young man.
Yeah.
I am extremely impressed. Just,
me too.
Just listing off those badges alone.
Here's the strangest one that I can see is that as far as named, and it's not strange to do, but it's called nut culture. It says this is the badge that where scouts learn how to grow and care for nut trees. And it was eventually replaced. So it's not called that anymore. Now it's called plant science. I like the other name better.
there was some committee that was like,
Yeah,
we've got to
we gotta
change
change
the
that name.
We need to change that.
We need to rebrand this.
I feel weird every time I say that.
Yeah, we're taking too much heat online. We got to change this one.
All right, you guys.
Too many jokes.
Let's just do one more headline, and then we'll have to go to break. Some people are saying all I want for Christmas is a Powerball win, and that's because the jackpot has swelled to $1.6 billion, making it one of the largest lottery prizes in United States history. So the potential winner could choose between a lump sum payment of $735.3 million or an annual prize of $1.6 billion. Odds of winning are 1 in 292.2 million. I'm feeling good. And the last Powerball win was in September. So good luck to everyone playing the Powerball.
Can you imagine walking into a bank with that $1.6 billion check?
Boy, I would have a lot of security.
Yeah, seriously.
Can I get a police escort to do that? Wow. Dave, thanks. Merry Christmas, and we'll talk to you. Take care.
You got it.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we still got problems out there on eastbound 270, that tractor trailer crash at Riverview. They have the eastbound 270 shut down there because it's in the work zone. So you can get off at the Riverview exit and get back on eastbound 270. Not many folks are doing it. It's jammed pretty much at a standstill back past 367 now. They cleared that eastbound 70 crash at Wentzville Parkway. It's still jammed back pretty close to Forest Hill, but the left lane's still shut down westbound. The crash was in the eastbound lanes and the median, so left lane's still closed westbound for the next few minutes. Westbound 70 is jammed at Highway A. 64, you've got a backup from the Science Center out to McCausland. A little slow at Topgolf, then it's on the brakes from 364 out to 70. Pretty solid as you approach Prospect, obviously, because of the 70 backup. Southbound 270 south of 364 through Manchester's busy. 44 to Gravois, slow. Northbound north of Manchester to Ladue is heavy. South 170 bogs down at Delmar. Southbound 55 Gasconade Bates, a little slow. A little bit of a backup as well down in Peevely now. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Metro Transit is excited to offer the On the Way with ADA program, which allows ADA paratransit riders to ride MetroLink and Metro Bus for free. Visit metrostlewis.org to learn more.
Tell you guys about the Gelman team. All I'm trying to do is give you guys referrals to honest places that aren't going to screw you over, that have integrity, who have loyalty to me. When it comes to real estate agents, man, it's a grab bag. There are people who have their license and they may sell a house a year. And then there's like the Gelman teams of the world who it's like Navy SEALs, man. They're just out there grinding 365. If you're interested in looking into selling a house or buying a house during the cold weather months, they are ready to convince you. And even if you're thinking more like March, April, May, this is about the time to have your initial conversation with them. They're not going to push you. They're not going to cajole you. They're not going to blow up your phone. Trust me. If you want to find out what your home is worth right now online, go to the front page of thegelmanteam.com, 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Nominations for the 2026 Women of Achievement are now open. The St. Louis Area Award is the oldest ongoing program in the area whose sole mission is to honor and recognize the volunteer service and volunteer leadership of women. If you know an outstanding volunteer in the St. Louis metropolitan area, or if you are one, Women of Achievement wants to hear from you. Nominations, including self-nominations, may be submitted now through January 11th. Head to KMOX.com for more information.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. Thanks to supporters like you, children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach incredible milestones. Please donate today at treeofhope.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
No one remembers the tie, the sweater, or the pair of socks they received last year for the holidays, but they will remember the year they learned how to play the piano. Hi, this is Kathy from Lacefield Music. And every year in January, Lacefield Music opens their exciting and innovative 8-week adult piano classes to the public for the incredible price of only $29.99 for all 8 weeks. This class is usually $100, but in January, the classes will be $29.99 for all 8 weeks. With Lacefield Music's adult piano classes, you will learn how to read music, play your favorite songs, and you will play with both your right and your left hand the very first week. This year, instead of buying your loved one more things, buy them an experience and fulfill the dream of learning to play the piano. Class sizes are limited and are filling fast, so call 636-778-2070 for more information or go to lacefieldmusic.com. That's lacefieldmusic.com to sign up.
All right, it's DGS on a Monday. Dave is on his normal holiday. What do we call this?
It's his little siesta he takes at the end of the year.
Walkabout. So it's just Rach and I here today. Rach tomorrow with a whole bunch of friends.
Yeah.
And then Christmas Eve will be a re-airing of our 100th anniversary celebration day, which was just amazing. That was from obviously from 11/20, from November 20th. So many great names and guests and stories and things. If you missed any of it, you definitely want to tune in on Christmas Eve if you get the opportunity to. And then normal Christmas programming as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rach, our friend Julie Lally says she needs to see the Turd Baby magnet.
I know. It's in my backpack, which is in my office.
Because that's what was being sold on Friday.
Yes, we did sell out of the Turd Baby magnets. I was very happy with that. And thank you again to Adriana and Leo, who did. What amazing kids. The fact that they love the show and they want to help Operation Food Search so much that they spend time making these cool things to sell. And to everyone who stopped by and bought the magnets, it's just really cool. We have an awesome community that listens to the show. But yeah, I was able to get my own Turd Baby magnet, which I will be putting on my fridge.
It's just the best name ever.
I always picture someone tuning in for the first time.
And they don't know the story.
It's what do you talk? What is that? Don't worry about it.
Yeah. When Dave mentioned it the first time, when I had never heard it before on the show.
Right.
And he mentioned Turd Baby. I looked at him like, Turd Baby? What are you talking about? And then he did the explanation and It's your creation as a child.
Yes, he was supposed to be a little gingerbread man. I loved to sew. I had brown fabric.
How old were you again?
Probably 7 or 8. Yeah,
that's a pretty good creation for 7 or 8.
Well, thank you. I thought it was pretty good myself, but he got the nickname.
But let's be real.
Of Turd Baby.
If that never happened, the legend does not continue till 2025.
Very true. Very true.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet. Super, super simple. If you need flooring, Mike understands. He said this to me once, and I thought it was really very smart and very vulnerable. It's probably the wrong word, a little bit too emotional. But he said, look, Dave, when people come in to buy flooring, they either already know that they're going to be buying furniture and lighting and painting the walls, or they're about to find out, because I've dealt with, couples forever, and, dad thinks it's just flooring, but mom says, with this hardwood, we really need to paint the dining room. We really need to get a new sofa for XYZ. So he tries hard to keep his prices very low. It's not giveaway. You're not going to save 50%, but you're going to get it less expensive than anywhere else from people who truly, truly don't try to fool you, because they want you to tell your friends and your family and make you all little, DGS live endorsement people so that they get more business. He's been doing it 30 years. He's been doing it for coming up on 24 years with me alone. Never had a complaint. Tons of people gush about him all the time. 3 locations, michaelsflooringoutlet.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-822-1490. That's 800-822-1490. 800-822-1490.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The holidays were tricky for the Colonel. He loved people, but he also loved peace and quiet. So he cooked up KFC's $4.99 chicken pot pie. Warm, flaky, with savory sauce and vegetables. It's a tender chicken-filled excuse to get some time to yourself and step away from decking the halls, whatever that means. The Colonel lived so we could chicken. KFC's Chicken Pot Pie, the best $4.99 you'll spend this season.
Prices and participation may vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Selling your home, it's one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. You could go it alone, trying to navigate market trends, determine fair pricing, and tackle tricky negotiations on your own. You could second-guess every decision, wondering if you're doing it right. Then there's the showings, the offers, and the mountain of paperwork. Or you could work with the expertise of a Realtor, here to guide and help protect as you make your next big move. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. Right by you.
Traffic from the michaelsflooringoutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it looks like they're getting close to wrapping up the crash eastbound 270 at Riverview, but right now eastbound 270 is still shut down. There's a tractor-trailer crash from earlier, but they've got everything, it looks like, hooked up to tow rigs, so they're going to work to try to get it off the highway. It's still a standstill jam back past 367. You can use the exit and on-ramps at Riverview, but right now the on-ramp back onto eastbound 270 is blocked. as they try to clear this crash on the highway. So you're stuck in that jam, unfortunately. They cleared everything both directions now on 70 at Wentzville Parkway, east and westbound. If you're westbound on 70, though, you start to slow at Lake St. Louis Boulevard and you're jammed from A most of the way to David Hokel Parkway. Eastbound 70 has pockets almost midway between Wright City and Forestell into Wentzville Parkway. Westbound 64 out in the Westplex, that's pretty tough as well. It's slow at 364 and jammed from Lake St. Louis Boulevard to 70. For the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
Celebrating 100 years and wishing you the best of the holiday season. KMOX AM St. Louis, KMOX FM Hazelwood, the voice of St. Louis.
At 4 o'clock, it is a partly cloudy sky. Right now, 52 degrees downtown at the Arch. The Kansas City Chiefs are officially relocating to the state of Kansas in 2031. Kansas Governor, Democrat Laura Kelly.
In my over 7 years as governor, I've had the privilege of making some really big announcements, but none bigger than this. Today's announcement is truly historic. Actually, it's a little bit surreal. Today's announcement will touch the lives of Kansans for generations to come. Today's announcement is a total game changer for our state. Because today, we are announcing an agreement to bring our beloved Kansas City Chiefs right here to Kansas.
Missouri Governor, Republican Mike Kehoe, reacts to the loss to our partners at Fox 2.
I haven't seen the details about it yet, but the way I understand it, there's some things that Kansas will have to work through with the Chiefs organization. I'm going to work with the Chiefs organization until the moving truck's back up to Arrowhead.
This comes after Friday's news that the city of Kansas City and Country Club Plaza are losing almost 2,000 people in a headquarters of insurance giant Lockton to Leawood, Kansas. After a mother and daughter were found shot in a burning building in Walnut Park West early Sunday morning, St. Louis police have many questions. Among them, the timeline of events. Police spokesman Mitch McCoy is asking anybody who has information to help.
There is no amount of information that is too small in the middle of a homicide investigation. Every piece of information that comes in will be evaluated by our detectives and could potentially help them better understand exactly what happened and what led up to this.
McCoy would not say if they have a suspected shooter. The 9-year-old daughter has died. The mother is still fighting for her life. Some Illinois members of Congress tour a suburban Chicago immigration facility criticized as a de facto detention center with inhumane conditions. Correspondent Jennifer Kuipers in Chicago.
The tour of the Broadview ICE facility by U.S. Representatives Danny Davis, Jesus Chuy Garcia, Delia Ramirez, and Jonathan Jackson comes after a judge's ruling last week that said Trump administration policies cannot block congressional access to immigration facilities. So a door was opened and the four walked through it.
For Congress, come in, no staff members, no media.
The lawmakers report some improved conditions but raise concerns about the lack of medical staff. Immigration officials have said they've made changes and those held at the Broadview Center have access to hot meals and legal counsel, among other things. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News, Chicago.
The Cardinals traded infielder Wilson Contreras to Boston Sunday for 3 young pitchers. Post-Dispatch beat writer Derek Gould tells KMOX that means Alec Burleson will have a definite position in 26.
He'll be your everyday first baseman. This kind of frees up somewhat of the overlap out there in the outfield. And also, you think about it, assures that Herrera being DH doesn't complicate things if he cannot catch.
Gould says relief pitcher JoJo Romero and infielder Brendan Donovan are 2 other names from last year's Cardinals squad that could be dealt in this offseason.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
We've got a large apartment fire right now in St. Louis County, and let's go to Maria Aquina right now. She is live on the scene with what the impact has been so far. Maria?
Yeah, Michael, this is in the 9900 block of Arthur Lane. It's several different units. It's the Arthur Commons. Now, we found out, first off, there are no injuries. One person was transported to the hospital for smoke inhalation. No firefighters hurt. This is a 3-alarm fire. It has completely destroyed one entire wing of this condo complex here. And we briefly just spoke with Melville Fire Chief Hendricks, and he says bomb and arson has been called in. We asked him, is it suspicious in nature? And he says there are some concerns because of how fast this went up, considering they were just down the street. But again, the good news this afternoon, no reported injuries, just one smoke inhalation. Firefighters are fine, but several people will be homeless for this Christmas holiday. Reporting live in South County, Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
From the KMOX Business Desk, sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Google's need for energy to power its AI data centers is getting a major boost with the acquisition of data center and energy infrastructure firm Intersect for more than $4.7 billion.
Alphabet CEO Sundar Pichai saying in the announcement that Intersect will help Google expand capacity and operate more nimbly in building new power generation with new data centers. Intersect is a 9-year-old company based in San Francisco specializing in hybrid gas and renewable energy solutions. Google is in a high-stakes race with other cloud companies to expand their AI data center capacity, with Google expected to top $93 billion in AI infrastructure spending in 2025.
Jason Brooks reports Intersect says a combination of cheap solar and wind power could provide energy for 50 to 70% of the hours in a year in many parts of the country. Dow from Stifel up 227 points to 48,362.
It's a quiet holiday week on the way. It's dry. However, it is extremely warm for this time of year. The southerly flow in place. No northwest flow this week. Partly sunny skies. We'll try to get it up to about 55 this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, 46. Tuesday, sunny. How about 64 Tuesday afternoon? Tuesday night, cloudy skies, 49. Wednesday, clouds, maybe a sprinkle, 70 for the high on Wednesday. Christmas Eve, cloudy skies, maybe a sprinkle, but boy, is it warm. 59 for the overnight low on Christmas Eve. Christmas Day on Thursday, sunny, warm, record heat very possible. I'm going 74. The record is 71 from 1889. It will be slightly cooler Friday and for this upcoming weekend, but still well above average. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Right now, downtown at the Arch, we've got clouds. It is 52 degrees.
KMOX is covering breaking news.
The mayor of Kansas City, Quinton Lucas, is reacting to the loss of Missouri's last NFL team.
Downtown facility. Great cities hold great venues, which provide not only revenue benefits, but also employ thousands, expose residents and visitors alike to new areas and businesses, and provide brand and cultural benefit to key parts of our community. While the Chiefs aren't going far away and aren't gone yet, today is a setback as a Kansas Citian, as a former Chiefs season ticket holder, and as a lifelong Chiefs fan. Today is a loss for the communities of East Kansas City, Independence, Raytown, and some of our favorite places en route to the stadiums like LC's Barbecue. Today is a loss for the Arrowhead tradition that so many of us in the Chiefs Kingdom hold dear. At the new location, folks will make new memories. But for those of us who remember the painful days, like 3 missed field goals as a playoff 1 seed, and the joyous ones, like hoisting the Lamar Hunt Trophy for that first time at Arrowhead Stadium in 2020. Years growing up and growing old in the Arrowhead parking lot, and the outdoor stands that in the elements were one of the few places in our community where we came together, breaking through divides of age, hometowns, race, income, and politics. The past discussions and conversations.
Today is a setback, says the mayor of Kansas City, Quinton Lucas, as the Kansas City Chiefs make it official they are leaving the state of Missouri. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
All right, 4:08 here on DGS. Dave out for the rest of the holiday season. Just got Rachel and I hanging out today. Rachel solo tomorrow with a whole bunch of friends.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Including Matt Pauley.
And, of course, that'll include Matt Pauley. He's my friend, too. We don't have to fight over him, Rach. He can be both of our friends. And he's joining us here in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Hello, Matt.
I'll do my best Jim Nance. Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. Man, it has been a really interesting time for the Cardinals. The Sonny Gray thing feels like it was a long time ago, and it kind of was when it comes to the point of reference of the offseason. But then last week we get a Dustin May move. This week we get another big trade with Boston, and Wilson Contreras is headed to fire line drives off at the Green Monster, and the Cardinals add 3 more pitchers. So they continue. Really, this is what I find interesting, Matt. They continue to do exactly what Chaim Bloom said they were going to do. And, they're doing it in the way that you and Bernie and I have described it. It's definitely a rebuild, and it's probably something that should have happened a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, it's a rebuild, but it's not a complete tear down. I mean, Hunter Dobbins is a legit dude who's going to come in and be in the starting rotation. And in many ways, when I look at a rotation that includes a Hunter Dobbins and a Dustin May, like when you compare that to a starting rotation that includes Miles Michaelis and Eric Fetty, it's actually not that. There's no top-end pitcher right now the way you had with Sonny Gray, even though the numbers this past year weren't super high-end for him. But 1 through 5, I think the rotation has actually gotten stronger. All the while, they've actually sold off pieces and brought in a lot of young talent that's going to be good for the future. So I think this rebuild is going in a pretty good way right now.
Yeah, here's the thing that I think is important. They're not getting better for 2026. And again, it's not really the goal. But as you and I have discussed on Rush Hour Sports, I don't think it's a guarantee that they're a whole lot worse, in part because of what you cited. I mean, you had 3 of the 12 worst starting pitchers in baseball last year, right? In Michaelis, Fetty, and Palante. That's based on runs allowed. That's based on expected numbers against, based on the quality of contact they give up. And while this group isn't like, quote, loaded or top heavy or anything along those lines, you still have your best performers from last year. Right? I mean, you still have those guys. And now you've added Fitz and Dobbins, who, barring injuries, are probably going to be in that mix. But you also have the wave after that gives you some hope. I mean, Kyle Leahy could still be in that mix, but if he's not, he helps your bullpen. But you're not far from seeing a Quinn Matthews. You're not far from seeing potentially a Liam Doyle. So your organizational starting pitching depth, especially when you're looking at the players you've added in these deals, you're now getting to a point where your rotation could easily be better this year than last year, even though you cut back.
And you're paying a lot. This is what we've been asking for. We've been asking for
cheap
a rotation
pitchers.
that the 3, 4, 5 guys are club controlled, cheap sort of players. And when I say cheap, just inexpensive. That's the better word for it.
Right.
The competition though in the rotation is going to be interesting. You probably have 4 spots locked in with Liberatore, May, McGreevy, and Dobbins. So then if everybody's healthy, that leaves Fitz, Leahy, Palante, and I would include Quinn Matthews as well in a group of 4 guys that are competing for 1 spot. It doesn't look good for Palante, for being honest, because they keep talking about Kyle Leahy being stretched out. I think they really like the idea of Kyle Leahy as a starter. You didn't go get Richard Fitz for him not to be a starter. So it's a good problem to have. There's going to be injuries. They're not going to have another year like they had this past year. It's just we haven't seen this in a while where there's a bunch of guys competing and they're not spending a ton of money in the rotation, despite the fact that the rotation in many ways looks more healthy now than it did previously.
Right, and I think it's important to frame this correctly. Again, the point is not this 2026 team as a whole is going to be as good as last year's team, although it could easily be when you consider, what you need to be better is you need the leaps from the guys you were hoping to get leaps from last year and didn't, right? Like we didn't get the big leap from Nolan Gorman or Jordan Walker or Victor Scott II. And now you're subtracting Wilson Contreras, who was one of your best hitters. You may be subtracting Brendan Donovan, who was obviously your all-star last year. But that can be helped by J.J. Weatherholt. That can be helped by those guys we mentioned that were not good being better. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. That's one of the things about a rebuilding year is you're not that worried about the record in 2026. But I don't think they're going to be a 100-loss team. And if they are, it's probably because a bunch of the guys we're talking about end up with injuries.
Yeah, I see it the same way. I don't know how they're going to score runs. I think the pitching's going to be better. I'm more confident about the pitching as far as starters. The starting rotation I'm more confident about. I think they'll do a better job than what they got for the most part last year. I have no clue how they're going to score runs. Outside of like Ivan Herrera, they're missing a ton from the right side. It's just that's the area for 20. And again, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
But if you want to be worried about something for 2026, the ability to score runs, when they struggled in that area last year, it's really going to require Nolan Gorman and Jordan Walker each to take big steps forward. And guess what?
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about this time
That's
last
right.
year.
Right. But this is also the year where you can afford to give them that next chance. And then after 2026, if you don't see it, it's time to do something else. I mean, I think, but the other, so sticking with the pitching for a second, and we'll obviously, as I mentioned, we had Bernie on earlier. The three of us, you and Bernie and I, will be talking about this for an hour during Rush Hour Sports. So we're going to get a lot more depth in terms of this conversation as we go. But one of the interesting things on the pitching side is that the way you are now, your bullpen is pretty thin. Unless Kyle Leahy returns to the bullpen, which isn't a lock. And I am all for going to spring as a starter. You and I have talked about it. I'm all in on doing it. But if the other guys are all healthy and they fit in the rotation, this does give you the option to have a much more stable bullpen so you can rely on your overall pitching more and give time for J.J. Weatherholt to make an impact. Or maybe even eventually a guy like Joshua Baez. He's not going to be that far away. I mean, he had a big year at Double-A. He's literally a phone call away from being in your outfield if you decide you need some help. So there are ways the offense can get better, but most of it is you need Victor Scott to be more of a factor. You need Walker to be at least decent. You need Gorman to be more consistent because you're only really going to be able to know what you're getting out of Burleson, Wynn, I think Herrera, and maybe Newt, depending on if and when he gets healthy and if he's not traded.
Yeah. There's a lot that you just said. Let's start with like the Kyle Leahy piece because I believe he's out of minor league options, so he has to be.
He'll be on the team
roster
for sure. Yeah,
but no. Here's the point I was going to make because whoever your sixth starter is, you want to have the ability for them to be making some starts at Memphis to be ready, and I don't think that's going to be Leahy. So I think Leahy either has to be a starter out of spring, or he has to, or he's going to be in the bullpen. And there is always that possibility that you keep a guy stretched out a little bit out of the bullpen, give him as many multiples as possible. But the process to get somebody back into starting shape after doing that's always a process that you don't really want to go through. So I think that's the first part of it. Is Kyle Leahy's going to go into spring competing to be a starter, but if he doesn't win that starting job, he probably, like you said, goes back to the bullpen, and he probably stays in the bullpen, and they'll have other guys available. And with Quinn Matthews is going to be here at some point. I thought he was going to be on the opening day roster. I don't think that now, based off the moves that are being made. But if we do see,
I think you'll see him this year, though.
Yeah, if we see both a Quinn Matthews and a Liam Doyle break into the big leagues at some point this year, then that just presents another situation, Kevin, where the math doesn't add up on having the guys in the roster spots and all that.
Well, might I suggest another part for the rotation? And again, this is not, you don't control this, but if you did, I would be like, hey, do this. But the Cardinals also need to be less rigid about how they handle, quote, the sixth starter. Your sixth starter, if you have an extra, if you have to do something short-term temporarily, can easily just be a bullpen day. And they've never done that.
Yeah.
They just don't do it. But if you keep Kyle Leahy in that multi-inning role, 2 innings at a time here, maybe more, he could be that guy that gets you 2 or 3 innings, and then you kind of play it out based on the game. Then you can play matchups. But you, of course, that has to be something that the team is willing to do. And in the past, they've just never been willing to do that.
It'll be interesting to watch this because that is stuff that Tampa Bay does.
Yeah.
Were the Rays doing that when Heim was around? I'd have to go back okay. So I would suspect that the level of creativity is going to increase this year. And it wouldn't take much. I mean, this team has been, with all due respect to all parties involved, this has not exactly been the think outside the box organization in recent years.
No.
I think we're going to start to see some more of that. For some fans, it's probably going to be pretty uncomfortable to deal with, but go go look at the teams that do the most with the least. Go look at the Rays. Go look at the Milwaukee Brewers. Go look at these teams. They are the ones who are doing the creative, wacky stuff. And sometimes that stuff blows up in your face in a terrible, terrible way, but also sometimes it helps you win some games.
All right, buddy, that's a nice little warm-up. You and Bernie and I will be doing this again in the 5 o'clock hour. Let's get yourself a little bit of a break, and then we'll talk again in about 40 minutes.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, buddy.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, it looks like we got more trouble on eastbound 270. It looks like it's a stalled auto now in the construction zone at Riverview. Earlier was a tractor-trailer crash. This is in the left lane eastbound, just a little west of Riverview, just before you get to Riverview. So the jam hasn't changed. It's still a solid jam back past 367. 70 out in the Wentzville area is still tough because of an earlier crash at Wentzville Parkway where we had restrictions each way. Eastbound 70 is jammed from Forestell on in. Westbound 70 is jammed from Highway A all the way out to David Hokel Parkway, and that's impacting westbound 64, which is backed up pretty much from 364 all the way to that point. And it's also backed up on westbound 64 in the city. Kings Highway out through McCausland. South and North 270 between Manchester and 64 are slow, but southbound begins at Olive, and it extends down through Gravois and Pockets. South 170 is on the brakes at Ladue. Southbound 55 south of Arsenal to Bates, north of Z to McNutt. Usual delays running through there. And westbound 64 has a short backup through 158 in the construction zone. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
I'll tell you guys about Dr. Maupin at BioBalance Health. You guys know this as well as I do. You're feeling like maybe you've lost your testosterone. There's every chance that you have. It used to be a 50 and up kind of thing, and for whatever reason, diet or environment or who knows, we're losing our testosterone, men and women, earlier and earlier. Dr. Maupin has lots of people in their 40s. I'm 61, some people in their 70s. And you get these bioidentical hormone replacement pellets. That's a mouthful. Takes about 10 minutes to have them inserted. You get a numbing shot. It's no big whoop. And then you just feel better. You know, sexually, libido comes back, performance comes back. In the gym, you're going to be able to work out and actually get gains from it. And then right next door is BioBalance Skin, where you can get Botox and chemical peels and microneedling. And with the holidays coming up and holiday parties and things like this, you might want to just kind of freshen up the face. You can do that at biobalancehealth.com.
This holiday season, when you get them STIHL, batteries are included. Buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit STIHLUSA.com for gift ideas and seasonal savings. Happy holidays from STIHL. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-941-2255. That's 800-941-2255.
Got any gadgets? Get online protection. NordVPN has a ho-ho holiday deal just for you. Secure up to 10 devices with a single account. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you avoid malware, phishing, and annoying trackers. Just a few taps and you're safer online. Let your gadgets sparkle with online security. Go to NordVPN.com and get up to 77% off plus 3 extra months. NordVPN.
Last month, my business cash flow got tight. Sales were slow, invoices were late, and payroll was coming fast. My business is everything, and people rely on me. I can't let them down. I applied online at lenseek.com and had business funding in 24 hours.
Business moves fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Whether it's lines of credit, term loans, working capital funding, or revenue-based financing, LendSeek is open for business. Apply now at lendseek.com.
Give the best of Broadway right here in St. Louis. Muni season tickets are on sale now, just in time for the holidays. Our 2026 season includes Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. See all 7 shows starting at just $126. For tickets, visit muni.org.
Listen up, Missouri. If you haven't heard by now, FanDuel Sportsbook is rolling in the Show Me State, and they are kicking things off with an offer that is really tough to beat. Right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So whether you're betting football or basketball or hockey or whatever it is, you can do it all on an app that is safe, secure, and super easy to use. Download the FanDuel app today or head to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement because it has been a lot of fun since it's been live and rolling in the state of Missouri. It is time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Hi, I'm Wendy Weiss, KMOX alum, and to everyone who's been a part of the KMOX legacy, congratulations on 100 years.
Weber's World is brought to you by Weber Chevrolet, weberchevrolet.com.
All right, it's DGS on a Monday. Dave is out until the 2nd. Rach and I are here today. Andrew is out until the 2nd, or actually maybe beyond that.
Yeah, I think he's not getting back till like the 5th.
Andrew's going to feel like I'm going to have to reintroduce myself to him.
I'm happy for Andrew. He deserves a nice long break.
You got to have you got to have this.
He's got a lot on his plate all the time. Producing this show, so he deserves a couple of weeks off. I'm
dealing with all of us.
Yeah, for real.
Dealing with me in the office back there. I wanted to bring up a quick thing because this was a thing. It came up in sports, but it's not a sports thing because apparently it's become trendy. There's a new clothing brand, and they put you have to picture this. So they're wearing it's hoodies, t-shirts, or whatever, and it has the saying "humble over hype."
Mm-hmm.
That takes up the full front of the hoodie or the shirt. And I kind of want to smack every one of those people. Because by screaming, "I'm humble," you're not being humble. It's the exact opposite of being humble. You don't have to tell people if you're humble. You just are. It's about how you act, not because you wear a slogan on your shirt. Am I wrong for saying, like, if you're going to advertise it like you're a walking billboard, it's the opposite of humility.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that. I feel the same way. People are going to get mad, but I mean, look, I think everyone should be kind. But sometimes I think the whole kindness thing turns into more of a slogan, and it's like you're just saying that you're not actually it doesn't seem like you actually care about being kind. It feels like it's just like an easy thing to say, or like the same thing with like joy, like show joy in your life. Well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like it just seems like you're saying it more than you're actually doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, yes. I think all of those things I can agree with. Sometimes the be kind is almost like a scold.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
Don't tell me what to do. I am being kind. I'm trying to. Just don't annoy me.
KMOX celebrating 100 years. Presented by Purina. Your pet, our passion. Now, a KMOX pioneer.
Few voices in KMOX history
created more joy and laughter than Jack Carney. With his sharp wit, creative segments, and effortless storytelling, Carney turned the Jack Carney Show into one of the most beloved programs in St. Louis radio. His daily puns, long-form jokes, and playful exchanges kept listeners in their cars, sometimes long after they'd reached their destination.
This is the Saturday Morning Comedy Show, and I'm Jack Carney. Oh, I feel so good. You ever do that in the morning? Very rarely. Might be the mattress.
My bed has no mattress.
Well, then, no wonder you've got that funny waffle look on your tuchus there. You've been sleeping right on the spring.
Carney's warmth and spontaneity redefined morning radio, proving that great broadcasting could be smart, unpredictable, and irresistibly fun. Jack Carney, a KMOX pioneer.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
At 4:30, this news is sponsored by Michael's Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts, michaelsflooringoutlet.com. Right now, it's a cloudy sky, 50. It feels like 44 degrees downtown at the Arch. The Kansas City Chiefs are crossing state lines, the team announcing intentions to move from the current home in Missouri to Kansas by 2031. Kansas Lieutenant Governor David Toland.
This win will also cement Kansas as a global destination for sports and entertainment.
Since there's been no winner in the Powerball drawings, tonight's jackpot is up to about $1.6 billion. John Baird says the jackpot winner will choose how they'll receive the prize.
If you do win the big prize, you could receive your money spread out over 29 years or take a lump sum, a big one totaling hundreds of millions of dollars. And with a win like that, you might have a good excuse to call in sick tomorrow.
The odds of hitting the jackpot are steep, more than $292 million. Hopefully the Grinch didn't ruin your plans for a puppy this Christmas.
Brian Edwards with the Better Business Bureau says puppy scams are still big online and they keep getting better at fooling people.
They're actually paying for ads on search engines, and before the search engines have realized that these are scams, they'll get bumped up to the top of people's searches. So somebody searches Pomeranians for sale, and sometimes the promoted links at the top will be scams.
Edward says their best advice if you must buy online is to insist on a video chat with the breeder, the puppy, and the pup's mother. If they refuse, there's most likely no dog. Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index to Stiefel and Scott Bedell.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Financial markets typically rise in the time period before Christmas until New Year's, a time known as the Santa Claus rally. Today continued that trend, which began last week. At the 3 p.m. closing bell, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished higher by 227 points, or just about 0.5% at 48,362. The Standard & Poor's 500 index gained 0.2% at 6,878, while the NASDAQ Composite Index added 0.5% to 23,428. Locally, the Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index gained 0.7% at 1,603. Helping that index to move higher, Emerson Electric gained 1.5% at $134.99. Stiefel Financial added 1% at $128.73. Centene up 2.4% at $39.95. On the downside, Bayer Corporation fell 0.75% at $10.37, while Anheuser-Busch lost 1.7%. They closed at $63.39. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stiefel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, we invite you to visit our website at stifel.com.
From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk for tonight, partly cloudy, low 46 overnight. For tomorrow, sunshine and mild with a high of 62. For Wednesday, mild and a high of 69, the record 73 from 2021. At the moment, downtown at the Arch, we've got clouds. It is 50. I'm Michael Calhoun, KMOX News.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, good news. They have a flatbed that just pulled away with that stalled auto that was in the left lane, eastbound 270, just before Riverview. So both lanes finally open. We had an earlier tractor-trailer crash that was out there for a lengthier period of time. The jam still goes back, though, to 367. 70 out west is still tough. Eastbound's not so bad. Brief jam, Forest Ellen to about David Hokel Parkway. Then it's slow to Wentzville Parkway. Westbound's backed up the whole way, though, approaching Highway A bumper to bumper all the way to David Hokel Parkway, and that's impacting 64. Westbound is jammed at 364. Westbound's also jammed Boyle out to Clayton Skinker, and it's a little heavy eastbound 64 midway between Lindbergh and McKnight to Big Bend. South 170 at the Parkway. 270 both ways between Manchester and 64 slow. Southbound goes down to Doherty Ferry and then 44 most of the way to Gravois. Southbound 55 Gasconade Bates. North of Z to McNutt, typical slowdowns. Eastbound 70 slow. Approaching Salisbury through Tucker, and westbound 64 backs up at 158, then it's heavy most of the way to Greenmount. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
How many of you think taxes will go up in the future? And if they do, who will get hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA for years, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Thursday, January 22nd or Tuesday the 27th. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Or go to yourmoneymattersstl.com. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents nor representatives may offer tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with their qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
Okay, I don't want to be mean, but if you're a guy and you just have a grimy, multiple times refilled bottle of Dial that's got the crusty soap on the outside, that's a red flag.
What if you just have a bar of Dial soap with no soap dish?
I never like the bar of soap.
What if you have one bar of soap and you take it from the shower to the sink, back to the shower? How would you feel good about going to that guy's house?
Oh my gosh, I think I would just leave without saying anything.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores, weekdays at 9 on KMOX.
Hello, St. Louis. Proud son of St. Louis, John Hamm here, wishing KMOX a happy 100th birthday, a centennial of being the voice of St. Louis.
All right, Monday on DGS. This is Man Rage today. Dave will be back on the 2nd. Andrew the week after that. The 2nd is a Friday, so that's going to be a weird little one day for all of us, and then
that'd be a nice way to ease back into real life.
Yeah, no, that's true, because this whole week you just you're detached from reality.
Oh yes.
And then when you come back, you're like, how do I do this again? So that's all coming up, and then the day after that, the Monday after that, Andrew will join us. What's that, the 5th?
Yes.
Yeah, January 5th. So he'll be joining us there. Rach is back tomorrow. Full show.
Full show.
Bunch of guests.
It's going to be fun. I'm
Good
really
times.
excited. Yeah. I also want to remind everybody, if you don't have plans for dinner tonight, stop by Hardee's, get something to eat, make a donation to Operation Food Search. They extended our campaign with Hardee's and Operation Food Search through tonight. So please stop by and make a donation or go to operationfoodsearch.org. And if you would, just type DGS in the little comment box so they know you're donating because of the show.
Good times.
Yeah.
All right, Rach, tell me about the manipulative cats.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I got to say that. Manipulative cats, not the manipulative cats.
So they did a study in Turkey on cats and whether or not they prefer to be around women, whether they prefer to be around men. And I have to say, I am not surprised at all to learn that cats manipulate men and they bond deeply with women.
So they just use us.
Kind of.
But then you're their partner in crime.
Well, I think they like you guys and everything. They just know how to play you.
Yeah.
So here's how it works.
We are pretty simple.
Well, male cat owners produced an average of 4.3 vocalizations during the first 100 seconds of entering a room and interacting with a cat. So those vocalizations can be meows, purrs, chirps.
Okay.
You compare that to a female owner entering a room, we only get 1.8 vocalization. So those cats are vocalizing more frequently towards their male caregivers, and they're saying this is basically a manipulative tactic.
Trying to get them to do stuff.
Yeah.
So they think they can get us guys to do what they want, but they don't think they can do that to you.
Correct. And
All right.
The study also shows that women in general tend to be better at assessing their cat's emotions. So maybe that's another reason why the cats are speaking up so much more with men. They're like, hey, listen to me. I need something from you, please. But interestingly enough, there are more male than female cat owners.
Really?
Yeah, this is according to a survey that surveyed over 20,000 pet parents across 20 countries. And there are 52% of male cat owners versus 48% female. I just thought that was very interesting because the stereotype you hear about is like, she's a crazy old cat lady. She's got 1 million cats. Guys have more cats than
Interesting.
ladies.
Yeah, I'm trying to do this. I've never owned a cat. So I'm trying to do this with dogs to see which they manipulate more. I think they just manipulate everybody. I think they are of the belief that they should be in control, they should be the boss, and they're going to tell you what they want. One way or the other. Even if they're like the passive kind, they still kind of hint.
Yeah. I feel like my cat Lucy, she definitely has my boyfriend like wrapped around her little paw in ways like, okay, so basically he always wants to give her a human treat. Like if we're having ice cream or something, he wants to share it with Lucy, and he gets like mad at me because I don't share with her as much. And I'm like, she's a cat. She doesn't need this. She can have like a tiny amount. But he's like, no, give her some more. I'm like, dude, she doesn't need it. But she has him convinced that she's like miserable unless she gets to partake in the treats. So yeah, the manipulation thing does not surprise me one bit. He is being actively manipulated by Lucy.
Yeah. I'm big on giving all of our dogs, and that includes like the dogs in the family. I'm absolutely all about giving them little treats and sneaking them things, but not what I'm eating when I'm eating it. Like, because I don't want the begging.
Yeah, that's.
I don't
annoying.
want the dog in my face or the dog in other people's faces when they come over. Doesn't mean they won't still kind of like stare at you, but you know, I mean, you've seen it where they get a little pushy because they're like, I always get this stuff. What are you doing? Like never from the table. If you're eating at the table, never from the table so that they kind of leave you alone while you're there. But I don't know. They deserve stuff.
They do. They deserve a little treat.
It just depends on the circumstance.
I just have emphasis on the little, like just a little bit. You don't need to be giving her like an entire bowl of ice cream. That is crazy.
Do they make ice cream for cats?
I have never seen it.
Oh, because they do for dogs.
I've actually almost bought the dog ice cream
To see
for
if she'd
myself.
like it?
No,
Oh,
for
for
myself
yourself?
on accident. Because at Schnucks, they just have it next to the normal ice cream. And you're like, oh, that looks
I thought you were
going to
do it consciously, like to see if it was good.
No, I almost did it on accident. And then it's like, wait, what am I doing? I need to pay better attention when I'm shopping.
Did you ever try a treat for a dog or a cat?
No, because
Never?
it smells so gross to me.
Some of them don't. I know when I was a kid, I tried one. It was the worst thing I've ever tasted, but it seemed like it would be a good idea. And then it was not a good idea.
Go to Sleep on the stream says, I love dogs and cats, but cats are way less stressful and more chill.
Boy, it just depends.
Well,
because a lot of dogs are just that. They're just like, they'll follow you and lay down to do whatever. And then there are dogs that are pretty intense. I have a dog that's pretty intense. He's like nonstop. He's going to tell you what he wants when he wants it.
Well, I think there's also just the factor of with a dog, they have to go outside every morning, every evening. You have to carve that out of your day. With a cat, you could leave a cat by themselves for like you shouldn't do it for more than like a day, but you don't have to be like, I got to rush home after work to let the cat out. Like, the cat is fine.
No, that's true.
The dogs, they must be taken care of. So that's what
That's because you let them poop in the house.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, go nuts.
You give them their own special place.
Have you ever used one of those? They look like grass, and it's supposed to be like a safe area for the dog to use the bathroom in the home. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, I know that they have those little things called pee pads.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah,
but
but
they
it
make
looks
like a grass
so it's like a little
version.
artificial turf thing.
Yeah.
I don't want that in the house.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever be able to do that either. Just
Because-
the knowledge, like even if it smelled fine and everything, just the knowledge that they were doing their business over there would bother me.
Yeah, I think, obviously, the cats have the litter, which helps cover smells,
Mhm.
at least to a degree. Some better than others. And some of the, I've seen some of the kitty litter, like, what do you call them? They're like little houses where everything's like, it's almost like they go indoors in there to do their thing and then they come out.
Oh, like the little igloo ones?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then they have the top, the
Yeah.
ones where they enter from the top. Yeah.
It's pretty sophisticated.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just got to open the door for my dog. But see, then again, my dog can't jump the fence, can't get away.
Mhm.
He's where he's going to be. Or the two of them, they're going to be where they're going to be because they can't do that. Some dogs can, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the outside part. We have a cat in our neighborhood that lives right behind us. That's an outdoor cat.
Like all the time, or she
Not
just
all the
goes outside
time. Like
sometimes?
they get let out and let back in, and
That's cool.
Every once in a while, I see the cat in our yard, which is cool. I don't care. Some people get mad about that. I couldn't care less. The dogs try to chase it. There's no chance. They're not catching it. And even if they did catch it, they wouldn't know what to do. They'd be like, ugh. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by that because there's both the indoor and the outdoor cats,
Mhm.
and I don't know how owners decide which to be.
Yeah, and I have a couple of friends who have indoor cats, and then they have separate outdoor cats.
Oh.
And like never the two shall meet.
Yeah, I don't judge it because I don't own cats. I don't know like one way or the other, but I always find it fascinating that it's basically just your decision.
I think a lot of the outdoor cats, it's like they're basically stray cats that kept coming back. And it's like, yeah, I can keep giving you food.
Yeah.
I can keep giving you some comfort. But like, you're probably happier outside. So we'll just let you stay outside.
Yeah. Interesting.
I love the animals.
Yeah, they're the best.
They really, really are.
Yep. I could I could spend a lot of time just hanging around animals.
Me too.
Like shelters, zoos, you name it. I wish I would. My dream is to like go into the zoos and like be in the behind the scenes and just get up close to all of them.
Oh, I guess you weren't with the show whenever we took that tour of the St. Louis Zoo.
Yeah, I was not.
That must have been like right before.
Dang it.
That was really fun. That was
Yeah.
really fun.
I got to
Maybe
get
we'll
back
have
out to the Wolf Preserve.
Yeah.
Out on
that's
44. That place is cool.
Yeah.
We should do a show outing. It's fun.
Yeah, we should like broadcast from
Let's
there.
go. Ow.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, police and emergency crews are responding for a report of a possible pedestrian struck by a semi on eastbound 70 just west of Forestell. I can see traffic is being stopped right now. It looks like there's several tractor trailers in the area there. There's a jam about midway back to Wright City, and east of there, it's still backed up through David Oracle Parkway because of earlier troubles. Westbound 70 west of Lake St. Louis Boulevard, called approaching Highway A to Wentzville Parkway's jammed. Westbound 64 from Lake St. Louis Boulevard out to 70's bumper to bumper. Westbound 64 is also jammed in the city. Kings Highway out to Clayton Skinker, it's slow to Big Bend. 270 both ways between Manchester and Oliver, kind of busy. Southbound slow, though, down from Olive to Doherty Ferry, and 44 down to Gravois after that. Southbound 55 barely a heavy at Bates. This is a little slow approaching Z downtown. Eastbound 70 Salisbury to the Mutual Veterans Bridge is kind of heavy. Westbound 64 a brief backup through the work zone at 158. I'm Roger Brand in the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
From our family at Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation to yours. Happy holidays.
You want to hurry this up, Mark? I'm freezing my baguettes off.
Relax, Grandpa. Air Comfort Service is on their way. Aubrey, you're not doing anything. You want to let me know when they get here?
Honey, her eyes are frozen shut. Gus.
Avoid a 5-alarm emergency with an HVAC system check from Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Learn more at aircomfortservice.com.
So there are many differences between Mark Cantor and other personal injury attorneys.
But I think the biggest one to me, as a formal personal injury attorney and a former trial attorney, is that he actually goes to trial. I probably shouldn't even call myself a trial attorney. I did trials. I second chaired lots of trials, but I only had a 10-year career. And to really be a journeyman trial attorney, you need decades, which Mark Cantor has. So I hate to say it, but many attorneys out there will kind of leave you in the lurch and settle for something that is on the cheap because they are terrified of going in front of a jury and getting a verdict. So from the very first moment that you or someone who you care about is injured, know that that $1 billion insurance company is working against you. Call Mark Cantor. He will jump on it the very first hour you contact him. 314-628-9999 or CantorInjuryLaw.com.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra and their monumental tour, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, to Enterprise Center December 23rd at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. TSO, timeless and everlasting. Don't miss the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Lost Christmas Eve, produced by Live Nation. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. 2025 was a turning point for America. House Republicans didn't just talk about the challenges facing our country, we delivered real solutions. I was proud to stand beside President Trump to deliver historic tax cuts, secure our border, and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. This year, my office helped constituents by solving over 500 cases and returning to them nearly $1.8 million. I'm Congressman Bob Onder, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Man, Christmas is coming up quick, and I still have one more Schnucks trip to go before the holiday begins. Schnucks is still doing the 12 days of savings. So that's a way to get 25% off your holiday essentials like fresh berries, party trays, baked goods, and more. The 12 days of savings are happening through the 23rd of December. So Schnucks is adding a new digital coupon to the Schnucks Rewards app each day during the event. Just clip that coupon, shop, and check out with your Schnucks Rewards account to get the discount. And each offer is available in the Schnucks Rewards app for 1 day only. So make sure to grab these hot deals while you can. Check out the weekly ad, view all the great deals, and plan your shopping. It's through the 23rd. Visit the Schnucks Rewards app for full details. And you guys, that app is free and easy to download, and it saves you so much money over time, including 2% cash back on every single purchase. So go download it now. It's the 12 days of savings happening at Schnucks.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
Neovitin began with one doctor's mission to help others feel their best. After years of caring for patients, Dr. Ken Ribicki, a St. Louis physician, created Neovitin, a line of multivitamins designed with quality, safety, and everyday wellness in mind. Each formula is made in the U.S. using the finest domestic and international ingredients to support real people living real lives. Discover the difference today with Neovitin, available at Schnucks, Deerbergs, and Neovitin.com. Neovitin, trusted nutrition from St. Louis for St. Louis.
Get ready for Monday Night Football as the 49ers take on the Colts.
Siteman Cancer Center game time, 6 p.m. Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer.
It's Monday Night Football on America's Sports Voice, 104.1 FM KMOX.
All right, get ready to wrap it up for this Monday. Again, Rach is back in the seat tomorrow. I'll be back on the 30th and 31st. Dave will be back on the 2nd, Andrew the 5th. So there you go. There's our schedule. Then from the 5th on, we're back to normal for a while.
Right now, we're all scattered.
Yeah, scattered to the wind.
Thank you to everyone who's been watching the stream today, commenting on the stream. We're streaming a little late today. We usually sign off at 4 p.m., but I was like, you know what?
It's the holidays.
Yeah, what the heck? It's just me and Wheels. Let's go till 5.
All right, so to go till 5, to wrap it up, let's talk about smelly celebrities.
Yeah, we only have 1 minute left here, but I got to talk about this article that I saw basically detailing celebrities who are known to stink in Hollywood. I got to say, I am not surprised by any of these. The first one that the Daily Mail names as a stinky celeb is Brad Pitt. Apparently, Eli Roth gave an interview talking about how Brad Pitt told him, hey, if you don't have time to shower, just use a baby wipe. Just wipe your armpits with a baby wipe. You're good to go. I got to say, that's not true. It's better than nothing, but a shower is best. Don't sacrifice a shower for
I just love that
wipe.
the guy that everybody thinks is hot is a smelly guy.
He's a stinky,
so
stinky boy.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey is another one. I feel like I've heard a million times, like he doesn't wear deodorant.
Oh, he's one of those
stinky.
hippy dippy ones?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to insult anybody.
Yeah, no judgment. we think you stink.
Hey, listen, man, I do think people get overly concerned about these smell things.
Hold on, let me time this out really quick, Wheels. We might have one more minute. Okay,
Oh, good.
55,
Let's talk
56,
more smelly
57.
celebrities.
We don't. We have to go now because you have one more FanDuel to go.
right.
Actually, but it's been a fun show, and we will be back at the same time tomorrow.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Wesley Financial.
Instacart is joining a growing number of tech firms launching apps on ChatGPT. Instacart says it's the first grocery partner to launch a dedicated app on ChatGPT, enabling its users to browse, build carts, and complete purchases directly in the AI chatbot. Instacart's app is supported by in-chat credit card checkout, with Apple Pay and Google Pay expected to be integrated in the coming weeks. I'm Jason Brooks.
You know the rush when you reach that goal? When something you've worked for pays off? That's success. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we believe you should never stop chasing it. That's why we offer a skills-based education that helps move your career forward. Learn how to apply emerging technologies like AI and data science. Build your leadership and critical thinking skills. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start January 7th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified